Hello, No. I don't know what's happening. Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gab. That is Talitha. I am Travis, and it is time for Wednesday night
Dynamite.
Dynamite.
That stuff. Everybody loves that.
Who doesn't love Dynamite?
Sophie.
Sophie
hates it.
does not like the
Sophie
night
hates Dynamite.
of Dino.
It's
Oh,
stupid.
that needs to be switched on.
I don't want to be with that. It's dumb.
Maybe not with this remote. Oh, there we go. Hellacious.
AEW is stupid.
Anyways, we have Walter out there. Hey, Walter. We have Film Nation with us. Hey, Film. We have Rory with us. Hey, Rory. Are you new, Rory, or are you part of this before? If you are new, please make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up on the video.
Woo!
Looks like we're starting out with a whole bunch of people out there.
Yeah, they're starting it
Young
out
Bucks.
with the six-man tag, I believe.
Loser,
Could be a
Adam
eight-man.
Cole,
6-man. No,
And,
8-man.
Kenny, the Super Elite.
This, you can't just put super in front of your name and be cool. The Americans.
Oh, my
They're
God.
trying. Don't make fetch work, Gretchen.
Right, don't try to make fetch work. We have Ayla out there, though. Hey, Ayla,
Ayla.
drum roll, huh? Alita's in the chat. Hey, Alita. Film Nation says, I love AEW. AEW, woo. Yay.
Woo.
Walter says, looking
All
forward
right,
to
Jungle
seeing
Boy's
the
starting it out
matches.
with Jackson.
Alita says, hi, everyone.
What does Jackson have on his
Walter
forehead?
says,
Is it like
hey.
a wedding veil thing?
Travis.
Is that what that
I don't know.
is?
Maybe he really wanted to wear
A wedding veil thing?
something to keep his head back, his hair back off his face.
I don't know. It looks lacy.
It's a headband with feathers.
Is that what it is? Maybe that's what the laciness looks like. Jungle Boy flips
His
to the
bro is wearing
outside.
the same
Arm
thing.
drag. All that energy spent for just an arm drag.
All of it.
Can you imagine burning 800 calories just to do an arm drag?
Running across the way.
They're like, guys, let's do some really fun moves. Look at that double chop right to the throat.
Oh, hey, this guy's going to slow it all down, though, right? Because God forbid we have anything fun happening
He could be fun.
in there.
I don't know if he's a good wrestler or not. He's a little bit more of a slow, grindier type guy. Russell's like a big man, but he's not. Jungle Boy taking it right to him, though, with those chops. Those knife edge chops is what they call those.
Yeah.
They used to call them a tomahawk chop also when Wahoo McDaniel would do them. So call them what you will.
Walter says, hey, Ayla. Ayla says, hi, Alita. Hi, Walter. Walter says, Jungle Boy team for the win. Film says, Bryan Danielson clapping with lots of Bryan Danielson.
We need to get this match right here, right? Christian Cage versus Adam Cole. That's a classic that everybody would like to see. Jumping
Film
Jack
says,
Perry.
I want to see CM Punk and Bryan Danielson team up and become tag team called Dishonor.
Oh, yeah? That'd be cool.
Interesting
Dishonor.
strategy.
Dishonorable discharge or something.
There. Is it a dishonorable discharge of stupid?
If you get a discharge in your organs, it's bad. What you looking for?
I'm not looking for anything. I'm looking at your
He's
dog.
just sitting up.
He's just sitting there.
Well, good for him. He's sitting looking normal. Is he on one hip? I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Christian Cage
kind
going
of
right
on
after
one.
Cole, though,
Oh, it's because the neighbors are out and about over there.
with their cat. They bring their cat out and walk it.
Nice.
It's pretty funny.
Oh, it is
All
pretty
right,
funny.
Jackson picks him up, drops him down. Oh
Walter
no, that's
says
Christian
Jim
Cage.
Ross, Tony Schiavone, Excalibur doing AEW commentary. Yes, I don't think they have anybody else out with them
Big
tonight.
kick. Yeah, it didn't look like Punk was out there, nor was Jericho.
Phil wants to know, by the way, is the rumors true that James Storm will retire? Have absolutely no idea.
I have no clue. Isn't he over in NWA? Is that where he's at nowadays? He get injured?
Right? Nick Jackson gave Jungle Boy the kick to the
Jack,
kidneys on
but
the outside
Jackson got
there.
him good though.
Phil
Not Jackson, but,
wants CM
Jungle Boy.
Punk, and Alita says trying to not see CM Punk, right? And Alita says my cat won't let me put a leash on her or I'd walk her. It's fine. Just somebody else grab her and then put it on her. It works.
You just got to figure out how to put the body harness on him without him froking out too much.
Different Styles is in the chat. Hey,
Different
says,
Styles.
Happy birthday, Bruno. Let's not forget the legend.
Don't forget about the legend, the legendary Bruno Sammartino.
Is that who that is?
Yeah, his son tried to wrestle there for a while. Do you remember that? Do you remember his son?
No.
He was nothing like his father. He did look like him a little bit, but
No, I'm
in
not
the
Pasha.
late 80s, I think, early 90s when he tried to wrestle.
So, Marco's stunt is out there wearing his glasses and his hat backwards. He looks like a little nerd.
Well, he is a
hanging
stud.
out there. That's kind of funny, actually.
Anyways, up top,
Walter's going
he
for
could
the
probably
happy birthday to Bruno
Penelope
also.
Ford. Penelope Ford dates all sorts of losers. She dated that
Isn't she married to a loser right now?
Kip Sabian. I don't know if they're really married, but she was with him. Look at that. Did you see
Whatever
that?
happened to him? Is he dead?
Kip? Nah. He's around somewhere, I'm sure.
Ooh.
They don't have a lot of room on their TVs for him, bringing in all this WWE talent.
Yeah, all the WWE people. We don't have room for all the normal
Hey, we
AEW
gotta get over-
people. What? Is it a flyby?
Little
Is
get
there a
over.
bomb shelter? Do we need a bomb shelter?
It's flying right over us. They wanted to be on Wrestling Gab. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Fly over.
Daniel Bryanson giving some kicks to the peeps out
Yes,
there.
yes, 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 yes. That's all I heard.
I heard nothing because I was not listening. Because he's silly.
So WWE should still be selling his shirts. That would be the best. The yes shirts, because then
Right.
the people, because they can't buy them
Right.
on AEW, so that people at AEW be buying them just so they could wear them during his matches.
Right. Walter says the Joker guy could be a surprise. I don't know who that is, Walter.
The
but
Joker
cool.
guy.
Alita says, I remember. She remembers. She
little,
remembers.
A little San Martini Jr. Little Bruno.
She remembers.
That's fantastic.
That's a...
He didn't do shit, by the way. He had like maybe 5 or 10 matches, and that was
Oh,
it.
bummer.
But Bruno was the man. But you know, wrestling was a different thing back in the territory days. He didn't wrestle on TV, right? Like, I mean, they would do it a little bit here and there. It was before the television days. The television days came out in the mid 80s, like early to mid late 80s.
Yeah.
And that's when they started doing television. And then Vince had the fast track. He was the first one to do it. And the other organizations knew it was going to happen eventually because people loved to watch it. But,
Interesting.
and then Vince came out and just told everybody it was fake. And everybody was pissed about that. Everybody. Like, some of those owners hated him.
Huh.
Like, Hart hated him. And then the one guy that ran...
San Martino himself? Like...
No.
Oh.
I'm talking about Vince McMahon.
Oh.
Yeah, Vince is the one that told everybody it was fake because he didn't want to pay the athletic commission in New York, like all boxing does and MMA
I
does.
see.
He didn't want to pay it. He's like, "Look, it's fake. It's entertainment." Whoa, big pile driver.
He missed him?
No, he landed. He hit
Did
it.
he? I don't think he landed anything.
He did it. He pile drived him. He's dead. Christian Cage is done. Marco Stunt's there to console him while he's in his last breath. I feel like they're wearing
Samson.
garter belts on their head. That's what it looks like to me.
Maybe it is. I don't know. Vindicators in the chat says, wait a minute. Since when does
Oh, shit.
AEW do 8-man tags? Answer, since forever.
Yeah, that's their signature.
Alita says San Martino.
Oh, Marco Stunt just got kicked right in the grill. Kenny Omega making fun of Liv Morgan right there on television.
Oh my God, how dare he?
I thought he was making fun of Christian, but it's Liv, it looks like. He was doing a crying thing. We got one of the Jacksons right on top of Jungle Boy.
Mm-hmm. Now he's biting him. He's like, no biting. There's
Like
no
Wachati.
biting.
I didn't know the Jacksons were Wachatis.
The Wachatis. Like, why do they have all their little gang people out there? Like, they've got 2 of them. They've got Brandon Cutler and that other weirdo guy who comes out there and talks.
Their young boy or whatever he is. Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay.
Or are you talking about Don Callis?
I'm talking about Brandon Cutler and then
Right.
the other guy that Christian Cage
Right.
attacked on the outside that He's like the Japanese guy.
Right, I know who you're talking about.
I don't know his name.
The young boy.
Vindicator is like Deleitha the Fashionista.
Oh, shit.
Tell me what the hell is that young buck wearing on his head? Okay, so for me, it looks like he's wearing a
What
pad.
are they doing?
Okay, so when I first saw him, I was like,
They're
is
kissing.
he wearing a pad?
Grown
on his
men were
head?
just kissing on television.
Kissing him on the cheek.
They were trying to make out with each other through his face.
That's gross.
Here comes Kenny Omega, the best in the world. Look at that.
Walter
Concito
says,
ladder
"Good
match
so
later.
Far still to come. Winner receives a world title match. Sammy Guevara versus Bobby Fish.
Why do we have a fish again?
Is that Bobby Fish from NXT?
Why?
Is that him?
I don't know. I don't know why we have more fish, though. It doesn't work. You can't be successful with the name Fish. You have to have the name Trout. By the way, I said the same thing about Mike Trout. And I was
That's his
wrong.
real name, though. He can't help that. That's his real name, though.
Right.
This guy's not his
You know
real
what's
name.
funny is he plays for Anaheim, and Anaheim had a guy right before his generation, before Trout, and his name was Salmon.
Oh, wow.
So they went from a salmon to a trout. That's pretty funny.
That guy.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Nakazawa.
Nakazawa.
That's right. There you go. Christian Cage is hurt, Walter says.
He did. He got pile drive, spike pile driver right there on that concrete.
He might be gone forever, never to be seen again.
He will be seen later
We
tonight.
have
I would
Reese
assume.
Anderson in the chat.
Hey, Reese, thanks for hanging out with us. Make sure you're subscribing if you're not already.
Alita says, looks like the old maids type hat.
Ooh, we need those thumbs ups too.
Right.
It is such a weird, yeah, like a maid hat or a woman's garter,
I thought it looked like a pad.
like a women's feminine pad. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
I swear it's a pawn on his freaking head.
that guy. That's
Omega, Mrs.
Like,
Daniel
why does he have
Bryan.
when you first saw, I was like, why do they have pads on their head? And
If-
then you were like, but it's like fluffy, and I was like, and I had to like look at it again. Like, it's feathers. So weird.
It could definitely be a tapon. So it looks like we got two of the best in the world facing off right in the center of the
Why,
squared circle.
though? But why? Anyways, Reese says AEW sucks. Most of these guys like Jungle Boy and Orange Cassidy are bona fide jobbers on WWE.
Yeah,
Tony D'Angelo by himself has more potential than like 75% of AEW roster.
right. It's definitely a different world over here. It's definitely more geared towards the actual wrestling, and so they lack in a lot of storylines and a lot of storyline buildup. But they're trying. They're working their way. And you're right, because you're talking about size. And when you talk about the size of guys, those guys that you named are pretty small. Big old clothesline by Daniel, though. Or Danielson in AEW.
Old Brian. You can just call him Brian.
Brian.
Just Brian. Ravi's in the chat. Hey, Ravi.
Hey, Ravi.
Says, yo, Travis, who's this piff gal sitting next to you? Is she new?
Right?
I thought I was a jobber.
She looks all good with her little bangs.
Thought I was a jobber. Anyways, Ravi's like, Kenny is the GOAT. Trust. Vindicator says Liv Morgan is ready for a Bianca Belair type of run on Raw. A better, more dynamic champion than the Spawn, who shall not be named, will ever be in her years of spoon feeding.
We will see if Liv wins a title. She was not drafted, but she did end up on Raw after the show on Monday.
Yes. We'll try to go over that on
One,
Friday if we
two,
have a
and
moment.
look at that. Everybody helped.
Walter,
Daniel's like, ah.
Walter's
or
and Brian Danielson, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus 3-on-4.
Yes.
Robbie says AEW is a lot better than WWE. Vindicator says, who the heck is Tony D'Angelo? That's a mid-card jobber name if I ever heard one.
Tony D'Angelo. He must be in NXT. I don't know who he is. I did watch it this week. Did you guys watch NXT last night? It was actually a pretty good show.
I did not.
Oh!
I did not watch
One,
it.
two, and oh! Danielson almost had him there. Cattle mutilation?
Cattle? So, I thought he
Uh-oh.
was a vegan.
Oh, that could just crush your ribs.
Break a neck. All kinds of bad things could happen with that.
Cattle mutilation. What is he, an alien?
I thought he was a vegan. What the hell? I would say Brian's still better than most young guys. Ravi says,
He does
you
pretty
can still
good.
be a jobber if you want. No, I'm getting a shirt that says Ravi is a jobber. Walter says, boo, the elite. And Reese says, but I heard in a previous stream you said Big E didn't deserve to be champ.
No.
Why do you say that? Why you don't like him?
I love Big E. I've always liked Big E. He just was a mid-carder, won the Money in the Bank, and then won the title, and now he still has the title. Like
He's supposed to be so great, but he's really not.
I figured it would be like a Miz run where he would just be a placeholder. And so we'll see. I mean, he's still got some time to lose it. There hasn't been a lot of stuff going on. And we got King of the Ring stuff coming up, so it's not going to be anytime soon. But we'll see if he still has it heading into the Royal Rumble.
Right.
Because there's so much going on. Like, there's nothing in October except for Crown Jewel, and he's not going to lose it at Crown Jewel, especially to a SmackDown guy. And then after that, Survivor Series, and there's usually not title matches on Survivor Series, so it's got to be TLC. Or just somewhere on television, which they could try to pull that off. I don't see that happening either. But
True.
But no, I love Big E. Big E's one of my favorites. I got my Pancake Power shirts downstairs. I love the New Day when all three of them are together.
What a freaking
Whoa!
match. Wow.
Ooh.
That looks scary.
Yeah, Jackson saved him, by the way.
I think he did.
He had to grab onto him to help him compete with that the Frankensteiner right there. Speaking of the Frankensteiner, can Braun Breaker do the Frankensteiner?
Oh, I don't know.
He sounds... So we've heard it in our chat, and I hadn't actually heard him. I usually watch it with the volume off. Mm-hmm. So I turned up his promo last night, and he accepted the challenge from Ciampa. They're wrestling at Halloween Havoc for the title.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So he's already in a title match. But anyways,
Who are they going to have host that since
it's just going to be on a
Karrion
Tuesday.
Kross and what's-her-face is up on Shotzi or on the main stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they'll figure out something. It's just going to be on a Tuesday. It's just one of their Tuesday shows. Big choke slam. Woo! The Mesozoic moonsaw. He's from the Mesozoic period.
Robbie says, do you not disagree with me about AEW being better?
But I do want to see if he can do the Frankensteiner. That's what I want to see. Because if he can pull off the Frankensteiner,
right?
He's on the main roster. Bring him up now. Don't even give him the title. Just bring him up. But he does. He looks just like his father, Rick, and he sounds like Scott.
That's funny.
I don't know if you ever heard a Scott promo.
No.
Oh
Probably
my God.
not.
He is so stinking funny. And he's like dumb. He'll start doing fractions for you. You know, like 33.5% of what I'm doing is going to, and then all of a sudden you're like, that's like 104. Because he doesn't add right.
Right.
33 and an eighth. You're like, Scott's hilarious. I don't know if he was doing it on purpose or if that's just how he thought. Like if that was what was just going in his brain. But anyways, back to AEW stuff. Jungle Boy's in the middle of a circle jerk.
Yeah, they beat up the Luchasaurus there for a while and
boom,
took him
thrust
out,
kicks.
I guess, because they didn't want him to be involved.
Snapdragon, Cole up top. Rolling Canadian Panama Sunrise, whatever they call that stuff. 1, 2, Danielson breaks it up. That was actually pretty exciting right there.
Except for what's-his-face helped him, which was very weird. I don't think that's what was supposed to happen there.
Danielson?
Reese says, Tony D'Angelo just had his debut yesterday. He has the size, the physique, the Italian accent, and an actual talent, something AEW doesn't have.
Which guy was he? I watched. I just can't remember.
Oh, some kicks. Alita says, I didn't. Vindicator says, I only care about Mandy, so that's the part I watch. I'm excited to see her and her badly named group take on Raquel Gonzalez.
Wasn't it fantastic that they started the show out with her? I was thinking that same thing. I was like, well, I just watched for Mandy, and she started the show. You could literally just turn it off.
Travis was like, who is that?
I was like, whoever that is.
We didn't know who it was at first.
She
and
looks
he was like,
good.
hey, that's Mandy. And I was
Oh,
like,
look at that.
"Nuh-uh."
Jungle Boy just got pinned.
Again, by
Right
that
in
jackhole.
the center of the ring.
By Adam.
Adam Pac-Man
I'm
Cole.
getting tired of that already. So tired of it. Ravi says, yeah, if you get that shirt, please wear it on stream for me, D. Right? That Ravi is a jobber. Robbie says, when's Darby on? Have no idea when he has a match, if he even has one
Oh,
tonight.
I'm sure Darby's going to be on TV.
Walter says AEW is good wrestling and WWE top 2. Ravi says Alita getting the party started. Vindicator says Dalitha does Adam's physique look any less feminine now he is on AEW. No, he looks even more feminine because he wears the same fucking clothes.
He's very, very thin and he's got that big head, so he just kind of looks...
With his tiny little face and his...
he just kind of looks goofy.
It's totally him.
Yeah. Bobby Fish. So
Oh
Bobby
my gosh,
Fish
so
is
we've
now
got
on AEW.
Another one? Oh,
The Twittersphere is blowing up right now.
AEW,
Did
stop.
anybody know that Bobby Fish was at AEW?
Or why he's
Ooh, this
even
Nick
there.
Caminetto, whatever his name is,
Yeah.
I like this guy. Serena
Her
Deeb.
50th win against Serena Deeb. Hirakushida's at it. And the ladder match is happening. Pac,
Wow.
Andrade Ilidio, and lots of others I didn't catch.
Yeah, John Moxley
And then up
was in
next
there.
we get to hear more talking
Oh!
from
CM
CM Punk.
Punk.
Oh, goody gum
He's
drops.
going to come out and
More
flap his gums. What do they
talking.
call that? Chomp your gums? Flap your gums?
Flap your gums, that's all
Flapping
it is.
his gums.
Flap his gums. Robbie says LLD loves Adam Cole. Trust and barf. Robbie says Travis is gonna go through pancakes gonna throw pancakes at D like Big E. Travis won't even touch him, they have gluten in them. Reese
I
says
can make-
Big E has the character size and in-ring skills to be WWE champion. I wouldn't keep him in the mid-card forever. Give him a chance to show what he can do as the main guy. Don't write him off already.
This is his chance. We'll give it to him. I'll sit
Well,
back and
He
watch.
hasn't done anything yet that I'm impressed with.
We'll sit back and watch it, and I have no problem with him being champion, as in nobody else over there right now is the guy. I liked Bobby, but they really had to drop the title so Goldberg could maybe beat him, or at least do some damage to him. And at the time, he was completely indestructible. You know, and so you couldn't have him just lose flat straight out when he was champion.
True.
So he had to be hurt, and then Big E beat him, and then the rematch, he kind of looked good to me, and then Big E beat him, so to kind of put him over. And so we'll see how they move that after the Rumble. But I was thinking that they could put the title on Brock, take it off Big E, put it on Brock, and then Bobby can win the Rumble and try to get it off Brock as a face, or vice versa, as a heel still, moving into WrestleMania would be an idea. Because I have a feeling that Brock is going to lose to Roman, right? You know, when Brock first came back in, what was it, 2014 or whatever, he lost to Triple H. It wasn't like he came back and won his first stuff, and he's coming back now. It doesn't necessarily have to win to still be a badass. He became a badass when he invented Suplex City at John Cena's expense. Remember?
Yes.
He suplexed him 16 times or something.
He did. It was amazing.
It was weird watching that match because he just kept doing it, and I'm like, okay, when's John Cena going to get some offense? And then he pinned him, and it was over. I'm like, what was that? You know what I mean?
Right.
It was a very weird pay-per-view at that time. I can't remember if that was SummerSlam or when that was, but it was definitely weird. I wonder if that's real meat.
Which one? The McDonald's one or the Arby's
That
one?
was Arby's. That was an Arby's commercial.
I think the Arby's one is.
Yeah,
real
because
meat.
it's basically a McRib. You could see what they're doing there.
Yeah. Walter said, oh, geez, good first match. Vindicator says, those standing moonsaults are bad. They never look effective. Robbie says, Scott's arms make Cena's arms look skinny. Reese says, Big E just got the title. It'll give him time to see what he could do. Vindicator
Give
says,
him a shot. I understand.
steroids
Yeah, absolutely.
can make you terrible at arithmetic.
You know, like I said, Big E has his chance. He has his opportunity. It's here, right? They're not planning on taking it off of him anytime soon. So let's just see where it goes. You know, I did not like Kofi being champion. I hated it until 2 months into it. And then I fell for the dude. He became one of my favorite
It's just
champions.
how they pushed it different. And with Big E, I don't know if they're going to be able to. They make him into, some kind of victim and, like all this other garbage. And I don't know.
Anyways, yeah, Kofi grew on me, and I was so disappointed when Brock beat him, like he did. I knew, we all knew Brock was going to win that. I just thought that it would be a great match, and it was 7 seconds or whatever it was. And that really got me. And then they didn't push Kofi again. And I thought they would do more with Kofi after that. But then Xavier Woods came back, and they put him with him, and then they became champions. And I don't know. I don't like the New Day without Big E.
Ravi says, Jungle Boy, how is he making it as a wrestler? Well, he would be better if they would stop burying him under stupid-ass people like Adam Cole.
He does pretty good, man. He's pretty athletic in there. I don't mind Jungle Boy. He's not one of my favorites, but he does okay.
Chris is in the chat. Hey, Chris says, badass match. Walter says, the Elite One, boo. Ravi says, Travis has a Mandy Rose poster on his bedroom wall.
Ceiling.
Reese
Right above
says,
the bed.
Tony D'Angelo had the white tank top and green pants. He been having vignettes for like 3 weeks. Oh, how can you miss him? We don't watch a lot of NXT.
I was trying to think, is he the...
Chris says, is Fish going to team with Cole? God, I
Was
hope
he
not.
talking to Kyle O'Reilly? Was it the guy in the back that was talking to Kyle O'Reilly? And he had a problem with the bruiserweight guy. What's his name? The feminine physique.
Pete Dunne?
Pete Dunne. Was it that one? Was that the guy?
Ravi says Bobby Fish killing it. Ugh. Reese says Bobby Fish is like 40 years old and hasn't done anything in his career. LOL. Who cares? Good sentiments. Walter says CM Punk will talk. Yeah, that's all he ever does.
He loves talking.
I want him to bend over and start talking out of his ass. Oh wait, he already does with his mouth.
Mio.
Vindicator says, I hope it takes it easy
Mio.
on Serena tonight because you know the old lady has got some moves. Robbie says, D, I didn't say eat, did I? Probably not. I don't think I said eat, but I might have said it and then went back and read it different. Chris says, have Walter versus Brock. Reese says, no, I think Big E should beat Brock. That would give him credibility in his reign, and as a single wrestler, Brock is a part-timer. Anyway, I think that Big E should have his ass handed to him by Brock.
Well,
Maybe not for a championship, but he should have his ass fucking beat to death.
right,
Like
but,
thrown around like a garbage heap.
right, but you
And then be like, oh, you think you're such a good champion? You're so big and strong.
but you can't do that right now.
Right.
You'd have to wait. And
Ah.
sometimes Vince does that shit too, and it's like almost like a punishment. Like I feel like what Big E did to Bobby was like a punishment to Bobby because he just buried him.
Yeah. Ravi says...
He's literally been pinned his last 3 matches.
Yeah. Ravi says, is Jade on tonight? Have no idea. Ravi says,
hope
Ali
so.
never got his chance, did he? Ravi says, D loves the victims. Yeah, Ravi, that's why I love you so much, because you're a victim.
Right.
Reese says, I never liked Kofi as WWE champ, especially in the New Day. I always thought Big E was the main guy out of the bunch. If he would have stayed a singles wrestler and never went with their group, he probably would have been a better champion. But because he became some weirdo goofball that you can't take seriously for anything that he does or says, I don't think he makes that good of a champion at all.
Right. So I'm leaning with you, by the way, not this one. So, but my problem with that is if they wouldn't have joined together, they would have all been fired.
That's true.
They were done. Xavier Woods came up with that idea, and it saved their careers because even Kofi would have been out.
Right.
And so he put them all together, and it worked. And I mean, what are we, 9 years later or something?
Right. So Reese said after that, even though I love the New Day as a tag team.
Right.
Robbie says Adam Cole, it's his time to shine. God, no. Or says Adam Cole is smashing it tonight. I wish he would just go away. Film says, where is Ruby Soho? I don't know.
Yeah, she
Alita
lost,
says,
and we
not
haven't
going
seen her
to
since.
make it. Reese says, no, Tony D'Angelo is the Italian guy with the mafia family background. He's been having vignettes. Hello, watch the product. Film says, what? Ha ha ha. Robbie says, CM Punk talks as much as D. Film says, who said that? Yo, I am busting out laughing right now. Who said that comment? Robbie says, Darby is going to be champ one day.
Oh, Lord.
Chris says, what if they stopped catching Punk? Alita says, only like his intro. Film says, CM Punk talking out of his butt. Yo, seriously, who said that? I said it.
Said what?
CM Punk talking out of his butt.
Oh.
I said it, Film. Nobody said it in the chat. I said it.
Bending.
Moi.
Bending
It came
over,
out of my mouth.
talking like Ace Ventura.
It was
Pet
my
Detective.
comment. Robbie says, "Ha, do you love your roast and ain't talking dinner? Ha ha." Reese says, "Oh, that doesn't even make sense. Why would Brock throw Biggie like a rag doll? He's like 270 pounds, especially since Biggie beat Bobby. That wouldn't make sense. Actually, it makes perfect sense.
It wouldn't make sense unless
beats up
they
a lot of people bigger than
unless
him.
they decide to put the title on Brock, and then it'll be a squash match. But I don't think they're going to do it right now. They have Brock as a free agent for a reason, though.
Right.
And it's not just so he can go to SmackDown. I think it's so he can go to SmackDown, lose to Roman, and then go to Raw.
Chris says Philly is ECW. Ravi's message retracted. Film says, "I love Adam Cole, baby."
Baby.
You like that feminine physique stuff, huh? Chris says Tony D'Angelo should wear Italian colors like little Guido and the FBI and ECW. Ravi says D with a potty mouth always. Film Nation says, "Did you see Sammy Guevara's blog? Ruby so acted so girly. Wish there was nothing wrong about it. I'm just saying." Anthony Manzano's in the chat. Hey, Anthony says, "Gab, by
Anthony.
chance, do you guys know if AEW has a partnership with Major League Wrestling? Because I'm surprised that Jacob Fatu hasn't shown up."
I have no idea if they do. I know they're allowed to go different places and do different things. You're on the second one.
I felt like he was yelling in
What's
my
the guy's
ear.
name that they keep saying?
Tony D'Angelo. D'Angelo. Something like that. D'Angelo.
There's a hockey player named Tony D'Angelo. WWE. I don't remember him last night, and I watched it. I'm gonna go check it out. They got that other guy out there too that's hilarious. He's all woke.
Oh, God.
There can be two winners.
Oh, no. Please, no. Oh, God. Yucky. Robbie's like, D. Adam is going to be a future champ one day. Okay, he's already been a champ. He
Gacy.
doesn't need to be one in AEW.
Gacy is his name. Something Gacy is pretty
Oh,
funny.
so he's a serial killer?
Yeah, like John Wayne Gacy, but that's not his name.
That's his name. He's a serial killer. Robbie says, CD, lots of people like Adam Cole. He's a likable guy. He has a very tiny face. It's creepy as fuck. His face is creepy.
So he has a fire. What are you gonna shoot me?
It's very expensive.
Is he burning his suit?
I guess I have no. Maybe he is.
He has a fire
burning his suit.
in Cody's backyard.
He's like, I'm burning all your clothes. I'm
Give
like
me that tie.
I'm like the horrible ex-girlfriend that like you like break up with, and then
Why do you paint a star on your face? That's what they did to him in WWE.
oh my god!
Oh!
I slapped
I
him.
smacked him in the face. Throw it away yourself. There, he threw it in the fire. Is Cody gonna start turning a little evil? He's gonna have to go to the dark side, like Iron used to in the Four Horsemen.
He's gonna have to be his nightmare self that he keeps saying
Right.
he is.
The American Nightmare.
Film's like, oh, lol, that was so funny. Well, I'm glad I could entertain you, Film. Vindicator says, maybe by the end of the year 2022, Duluth will warm up to Philip Jack Brooks and the strong influence of Idaho's finest wine.
Right? Is that
So,
potato
do
wine?
I have to be completely drunk to even remotely want to have to listen to that reject? Because that's not going to happen.
Oh,
if I was
my
drunk,
gosh.
it'd probably be worse. I'd probably say worse things. Film's laughing. Robbie says, is Matt Hardy on tonight?
I don't know.
Maybe he might be.
I'm sure we'll see some of the
maybe
Hardys.
he might be in that ladder match stuff that's happening tonight. Film says, I think what Vince McMahon is trying to do with Brock Lesnar, he's trying to keep him in the WWE as long as possible so he doesn't end up going to AEW.
I don't think AEW would sign him.
I don't think they would sign him either. Reese says, message retracted. Chris says, holy shit, Punk just gave his J's to a kid. Film says they're trying to keep the golden goose, aka which I'm talking about Brock Lesnar here. Reese says watch Tony D'Angelo's the big nets. Still have no idea what that word is. On YouTube and his debut match if you DVR'd it or on.
I do. I DVR all of it, so I can definitely.
He'll go back and look so he can be educated. Vindicator says, I bet AEW told Arn Anderson not to make any more Glock jokes or threats.
Well, Cody came out and said, what are you going to do, shoot me?
Right.
So, I mean, they're still on the whole
Robbie says,
shooting.
Adam, Darby, Brian, Kinney are the best in the men's division. What is wrong with you? Like, are you broken? Like, that's sick.
Who's the best in the men's division?
Adam, Darby, Brian, and Kinney.
Kenny is obviously the best in them, but you got John Moxley. I like Miro. Who else is over there that I like?
When they do have Lance Archer doing stuff, Lance Archer is really good.
I love Lance
Luchasaurus
Archer.
is actually really good as a wrestler. They just don't push him as a singles wrestler because he's like all with the Jungle Boy in their little grouping.
Right. They're not ready to push him anyways, and they don't like the bigger guys in AEW.
I haven't seen Brian Cage since his wife had a meltdown.
His wife was on?
Not on here, but she like had a meltdown on social media about how they weren't using him right.
Oh.
So, anyways, but there is supposed to be some announcement from Tony Khan tonight. They mentioned that
Oh.
earlier.
Maybe it's the Fiend.
Ooh, maybe. Oh, goody.
Wyndham.
Anthony Manzano says, Gab, the super elite is starting to annoy me. I understand the bad guys, but the way AEW portraying them is they can't win without cheap tactics. Not only that, but they always win.
That's your normal heel storyline.
And it's just dumb.
That's not like reinventing the wheel there.
Reese is like, Brock won't squash Biggie like he did Kofi since they're both in the same weight class. If anything, they'll have a grueling main event match at Mania.
Let's have it. Let's have it. I'm all for it. Brock can flat out do it. He can go. That's what's amazing about Brock is he can make everybody hate him, and he can flat out go during a match. The Spanish Skull.
Oh, this guy.
Who's this? Oh, that's the fish.
Fish, dude. Ugh, seriously, I wish
Fish out of water, lion
Not
out
only
of the
could
jungle.
we not get rid of him in NXT, now we have to deal with him in AEW. It's like fucking Adam Cole.
All NXT is a freaking playground. It's the performance center for AEW as of late.
What is that noise over there?
Rain, maybe?
No. It sounds like something stuck in something or breaking or maybe it's on the roof. I don't know. It's weird. Anthony says I like certain people in the group like Adam Cole and the Young Bucks, but I can't stand Kenny right now. His character is getting stale.
Yeah, it's about over.
Yeah. Well, I wish they never would have included Adam Cole.
We got a
in that
what
grouping.
pay-per-view on the 13th of November, right? 13th November.
Robbie says proper funny. Film says I want to see Adam Cole with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson if they play out a storyline between Kenny Omega versus Adam Cole.
There comes this Spanish
Rally
guy.
is in the chat. Hey, Rally says
Rally.
hi, Dalitha Travis. Hope you okay. Wonder who Joker is. Wait and see. Exciting stuff. Is that what the announcement is from Tony Khan? Reese says, what in the hell would AEW do with Brock Lesnar? Put him in matches with Darby Allen or Jungle Boy?
It wouldn't even work. I mean, he would be like the Goldberg from '98. Nobody could beat him.
But
The
here
streak.
says, Dalitha, that V word is pronounced vignettes. Oh, thanks. Thanks for helping me out with that. Vignettes. Robbie says, yeah, Miro Moxley. Robbie says, Losersaurus. Film says, I bet that's going to hurt Cody for the rest of his life.
That slap.
Cody Rhodes hates that Stardust gimmick. Reese says another problem with AEW is there's only 2 fucking belts.
Well,
They need more shows to have more belts.
Yeah,
and Rampage isn't going to cut it.
it's fine right now. They're going to get another women's title belt here pretty soon. And maybe some tag team titles for the women eventually. I don't know. They have not pushed the women in tag teams yet, so.
Yeah. Raleigh says, did you see Sonya Deville on the bump? Awkward. One presenter asked her, how would you handle a home invasion? Jeez, don't think he knew about Sonia and Mandy's situation they went through or forgot. Wow, that's horrible.
hilarious.
What a jackass. Like, so, how would you handle a home invasion? Like, is this guy fucking serious? Is he fucking asking me the question of me having an issue with a stalker who literally invaded my home?
That's funny. She said,
That's
call the
why I
police.
was in hiding for a while.
Call the police.
You leave and call the cops.
Have Mandy go outside and beat him up.
Right? Olita says, no, he doesn't. Vindicator says, now we have a Bobby Fish vignette. Oh, I know, right? Robbie says, do you let the elite do their ting and shine? Ugh, barfo. Vindicator says, speaking of which, when was the last time you went fishing, Travis? Fishing for hoes? Over 10 years ago. Fishing for fish? Depends. Is it on a game? That's happened lately.
I didn't play your fishing game, have I? Did I ever download that? I don't remember.
Pretty sure you were on there for a little bit.
I don't remember.
Or another fishing game. I think we played a fishing game on like PS4 or something.
Plentyoffish.com or something.
Ew, that's fishing for hoes, and that was over 10 years ago.
Sure the fuck wasn't on there.
Says AEW is live 3 days a week in Jacksonville. Film says,
oh
yes,
shit! Sammy Guevara falls right on his
come
back.
To Jacksonville. And Film says, yes, yes, yes. And he says, Gab, are you surprised that Vince didn't draft both Bobby and Gable Steve's son together on Monday Night Raw instead of just drafting Gable?
He says, it's weird. That's just weird. I mean, obviously, if they bring him up on Raw, then good for them. You know, maybe they think he's going to be like a Kurt Angle. Mm-hmm. I don't know what his charisma's like. You know, has anybody ever heard him do a promo? I feel like that's kind of a big part of wrestling.
Fem says, I remember the old Brian Cage not being used right situation. Alita says, I'll make I did a Cody's wife.
Call it Brandy.
Ravi says, Travis always window shopping like 50 Cent, you know. Alita says, in Jacksonville every day. Raleigh says, he was asking about Seth breaking into Edge House. She said, I'd kick their ass in response. A lot of wrestling world talking about that today.
It's so funny. Well, they did the storyline, so it made sense to ask the question.
TMZ in the chat is in the chat. Hey, TMZ says, yo, what's happening right now?
We are watching Sammy Guevara and Bobby Fish going one-on-one.
His debut.
It is
for the TNT Championship.
He's getting a title shot right out of the gate.
Imagine that.
He's still going to lose, but it's fine. Sammy Guevara has been champion for, what, one calendar week? He won it last week, right?
Yeah, sure.
Gets Miro.
Reese says, in the whole women's division, AEW sucks other than Britt Baker and Jade, though Anna Jay, Tay Conte, and Jamie Hayter get a pass because they give me good dreams at night.
Right? Rebel's pretty good up there, too. Penelope Ford, and what was the other one? Bunny?
The Bunny is pretty
good.
They're pretty good wrestlers. Also, Chris Statlander, she's pretty good.
Yeah, the alien.
She's good. She was gone for a while because she had that injury. She had that knee injury or whatever, and so she had surgery, and so she's back, but she's actually pretty good. There's a few girls that are good. Hiro Kushida is really good. She was champion for a while.
Riho.
And she was really good. And Riho was okay. I mean, she was tiny. It was weird, but she held it. She did good for a while.
It's when they had that little tiny belt.
A little tiny itty bitty bitty.
But now they got a bigger belt, so.
Yeah. There's a few women on the AEW stuff that are actually pretty good that I wish they did use more, but they only have,
2 hours.
2 hours on actual TV. One, if you call Rampage. Then they have their dark stuff, and they have their heels thing and stuff like that, but it's all online. And we don't really, listen to that, watch that stuff a lot.
Hello?
Someone says, oh yes, I remember when AEW stayed in Jacksonville because of the pandemic. Alita says AEW is the made in that
so they're not alive yet.
City. Film says, listen, I don't like the pandemic, but when they stayed in Jacksonville, that was awesome, man. Vindicator says, oh, so Travis was fishing for hoes, but tossed all of them back. I guess they just didn't measure up and were too small. Possibly. I don't know. I wasn't around. Robbie says D would shoot them. I'm still scared to go to her house. Should be. I do live in a state where we are allowed to shoot people that, come into our homes uninvited. Chris says, I wouldn't mind Sammy losing to Fish because it can be a learning moment that you can lose the title anytime. I don't think it would hurt the credibility of the title, even though it's still a fairly new title. But I don't like him losing to somebody who came over from NXT, which is a WWE product, and all of a sudden he wins a title just because he's, not that great? I mean, is he good? Has he made his name? No. Should he, if he's debuting, win that title? No. Does Sammy Guevara really deserve that title? No. I don't think he deserves a title either, but I guess it had to move off of Miro at some point, right? Robbie says, Vindicator Travis is always fishing. Anthony says, honestly, I think they're making a mistake pushing Rocket up Rex Steiner's butt because his microphone skills are a little bit green. Film says, I have a solution. If Vince McMahon doesn't want the small guys, give them to AEW, and AEW can give WWE bigger guys. Their problem solved. LOL. PS. Won't happen. Yeah, probably not. Roberto's in the chat. Hey, Roberto. Nice to see you tonight. Hello. Happy AEW Wednesday, he says. And Bobby Fish did give a drop on Sammy Guevara, who kicks out at the 2 count. Is the match that is happening. We did come back from picture-in-picture commercial break. And we're watching it right now. Film News, I don't believe Bobby Fish is in AEW. Wow. It's dumb. Doesn't make any sense. Ian says, I'm back. Nice to see you back, Ian. And Ravi says, D, giving people credit with that's a first. Anthony says, Gab, whatever happened to Kairi Sane? I'm surprised AEW never signed her to a contract. Kairi Sane is actually still working for WWE, Anthony. She works for WWE over in Japan. She does their Japan stuff over there. She's like kind of a liaison for them. So she's still technically with WWE. She just isn't wrestling. She had stopped working with Asuka and went back to Japan to get married, and she's just never came back, which is fine. She has a life, maybe wants to start a family. But she still is technically part of the WWE, just not as a wrestler.
Hydrogen peroxide.
Okay. Like, pure or like...
She's
okay.
Like, and immediately. I'll do it right after.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we just wanted to make sure, because, of course...
Don't want those hatch.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
What's happened?
Bobby Fish has tried to get a 3 count on Sammy Guevara and can't. Ian's in the chat. Anthony wanted to know what happened to Kairi Sane, and I said that she's still with WWE technically. She's working for their Japanese version of stuff that I know of and last heard about her.
They want to keep her under contract because they don't want her going anywhere else.
Ian says Red Sox still in the playoffs with the New York Yankees are out.
I seen that. I watched Giancarlo Stanton last night hit that opposite field home run. I bet you the Yankees fans were like, yeah, we're coming back, baby! And then Joey Gallo flew out to center field, and then...
He lost.
Yeah. And, well, that was the
It's
second
a
out, and then there was
vehicle.
another
It's
out.
like, what is that? Reese is talking to Anthony, saying, nah, he's an old school style of mic work that is infectious and refreshing. I like it very loud and intense, like Goldberg, sort of. That's for the Rex Steiner mic work.
Oh, Rick?
Rex Steiner mic work, I mean.
Who's Rex Steiner?
I don't know. Maybe it's Rick,
Yeah, it's probably Rick.
but they're spelling it R-E-X, so I would pronounce that Rex.
Right, and that probably is, so maybe they're talking about somebody. Who were these guys?
So Sammy Guevara won, and all the MMA people are coming out
Oh.
now.
We want to definitely see Paige Van Zandt as much as we can.
Robbie says, D, just because you don't like Sammy don't mean others don't. I never said that nobody could. Like, I don't care if you guys like people. Love your wrestlers. Love them all to death. Get their merchandise. Wear it all over the place. Doesn't mean
So
I have
Paige
to like
Van
'em.
Zandt left the UFC because she has fake boobies.
They made her leave because she has fake.
Well,
boobies.
she was
I'm
losing.
pretty
That was in New
sure
York. She couldn't fight in New York.
That is discrimination against somebody for their physical appearance.
No, she physically cannot fight. Oh, look at that from behind, Scorpio Sky.
Oh, how sweet.
Well, obviously Jericho's going to come out.
Chris says Anthony Kari Sane is still in WWE in Japan, WWE division as a trainer.
Where's Jericho?
Rally is in the chat saying Chris Statlander
Hager.
is good. Delete that. Abaddon just scary. If you've seen her great character work. Layla Hirsch is good, and Jade Cargill is so jacked, and Kira Hogan.
Why does
two
this guy
signed
not
last
have a
week.
shirt on?
I don't know. Oh,
Fuego.
that's his little best friend who's a weirdo.
Just break him.
Oh my god, that's Fuego is moron. Ian's like,
Big
"Oh,
elbows."
Happy birthday, AEW, Ian says, right?
This
Says-
Alpha Academy or whatever they are called are awesome. What are they called? American Academy? Or
I don't, American something. It says it on that guy's shirt, it looks like. The yellow shirt, American something.
there he comes, Chris Jericho.
Jericho, that's
He
what
starts
he wanted.
his music to come out. He's like, oh, well, I want everybody to sing.
Film says, when will Kyle O'Reilly and Roger Strong join AEW soon? No.
Oh, Lord.
O'Reilly is still with NXT.
Yeah,
so
we
yeah.
saw him.
Film says, I want to see an Undisputed Era reunion in AEW. God, no. Anthony says, D, I disagree with you. I think Sammy deserves a title run with the mid-card title already because he's been with AEW since the beginning. They made a mistake putting it on Rusev right away. I don't think they made a mistake putting it on Miro, and that's fine that you can disagree with me. I just don't feel that they pulled that storyline very well to have Sammy Guevara get it. I think that they did it because, you know, he went out there and he's like, oh, I said, will you marry me to my girlfriend? And she said yes. And then
Okay,
they're
you
like,
got to
"Ooh,
remember,
let's have him
it
do
would
something."
have already been on him before.
But what
Yeah, remember he did the whole rape of.
So you're saying that they had to
Sasha
go back
Banks.
and like redo it?
They had to put it off for a while because 5 years ago he said something, and if you say something 5 years ago, you're automatically guilty of murder anymore. So he said something. He's like, how hot she was, Sasha Banks. That he just wanted to rape her because of her hotness, and you're not supposed to say that as a gentleman.
Oh, really? Is that what you're not supposed to say? Film says, how would you book Scott Steiner one last run in pro wrestling? Did he join WWE or AEW?
Ooh. I mean, if you wanted to do it properly, you could bring him to WWE, but I wouldn't have him wrestle. I'd just have him be with his nephew. You could probably throw in a couple matches, but I'd use him more like MVP.
Anthony
hey,
says,
Masvidal.
Braun Breaker. Film says, I wish AEW would not do picture-in-picture. It's kind of like how WWE does it with their shows. I'm glad AEW does picture-in-picture because they do wrestling throughout their commercial breaks.
We've actually had a match end during
So,
that.
Braun Breaker, or Anthony, are you saying that Rex Steiner is Braun Breaker? So that's his real name
Okay.
is Rex
Well, that's pretty
Steiner?
cool.
Okay, there we go. You have to kind of say that because I don't go and do research on what their real names are. I don't, like, go up into their business and stalk them.
Oh my gosh.
I just don't. Like, I
That's
don't
not
care.
called stalking.
That
That's
is called
Paige Van
stalking.
Zandt. That's her real name.
That's different. She goes by that name in the UFC and MMA. That's
Why don't you just go
different.
stalk her?
Why would I?
I don't know. Why not?
Because she has a weird fashion sense, and that outfit is stupid. Would not follow her if my
got-
life depended on it.
She's got a contract with bare knuckle fighting,
Oh, I'm sure she don't.
and she signed $1 million contract with bare knuckle fighting. Anyway, she's lost both of her fights.
Raleigh says Bobby Fish is not signed to AEW yet, just match-by-match contract, not all elite. They have
There, you got a good
two
mic.
contracts on AEW, one all elite, or two every time you perform you get paid like Fish and Julia Hart and Santana Garrett.
Yes. I want to see Santana Garrett.
That'd
I
be
missed
nice.
that one.
Film says, not going to lie, there are some good-looking women in AEW. It'll probably be Rebel, Red Velvet, and the Bunny. And
Red Velvet is definitely a pretty one, isn't she?
Anthony says, American Top Team.
American Top Team.
Hey,
There's people checking the mail. We can do that.
hey, what are you doing? Hey, weirdo.
Barking up a storm.
He's like, I can't do anything about it, but I'm gonna bark at you.
I love the Acclaim. They're one of my favorites. He's got to be PG now.
Chris says they have one girl on the team. Reese says, I like Sammy Guevara, but he has the same problem like most of the AEW roster, his physique. He needs to gain another 10 to 15 pounds of muscle, then he'd be complete.
Yeah, they like the smaller guys there, though, so that's just not going to happen. You're getting the Daniel Bryans and the Adam Coles.
It's up next. That
Kenny Omega's a little bit
Tony
thicker.
Khan.
Up next.
It's
Look at that
happening.
Darby Allen, Nick Caminato.
Camarado.
I like this Camarado.
Do you think he'll get his ass beat? No. Because why? Because he'll get beat up and beat up and beat up, and then what'll happen? He'll do
Darby.
a coffin drop, and he'll win somehow.
Darby
with
does one
stupid move. That's
one
the
move that
dumbest
changes
thing
the
ever.
whole momentum of the match, and then a coffin drop, and it's over. But Nick should look pretty good in this one. They don't do any quick matches in this one, in AEW.
Right.
And I see a lot of people complaining about that. They're like, nobody wants to sit and watch 20-minute matches all the time. It's like, I don't mind. I don't mind 20 minutes.
If they're
but
good and active and things happen, like the whole time, like the first match, it was nice. It was like,
Right.
oh yeah, this is great because people were doing stuff and they could, and Adam Cole really couldn't slow it down, which was nice because
Right.
he's an asshole and he slows shit down. It's like, dude, don't do
Right.
that. Like, just don't. Like things are happening, then 20-minute matches aren't that big of a deal.
Right.
But if it's
But there's no actual storylines being developed.
Bleh.
So you got to have some promos. But like what they're doing with CM Punk, his promos don't make sense. It's not like he's setting up he's not setting up a match.
No, he just talks out of his butt. Literally.
I mean,
He just sits there
the
and talks out of
fans
his butt.
love him, and so they want him to be on TV, and I understand that. But I would like him to actually have matches set up and use his promo skills to wrestle.
Vindicator says, Travis, the girl with pink hair, looks like MMA fighter Paige Van Zant.
It is-
NXT signed an MMA girl, too. The one in that group called Diamond Mine.
Oh. Diamond Mine's not Paige Van Zant?
I guess not. Chris says, Sasha is not that hot. You shouldn't get in trouble for it, right? Alita says, Jericho is looking old. Reese says, yes, you're on your something. Have Scott Steiner as Braun Breaker's manager. Book it!
Book it. I mean, because Scott is so unpredictable, to have him in a match.
Have him out there talking for his nephew?
Oh,
Or
shit.
his
Yeah,
son?
it's his nephew.
It's his nephew? Okay, just want to make sure I got it right.
No, and he does good talking by himself too, but Scott's just fucking hilarious. And like I said, sometimes I don't know if he's doing it on purpose or if that's just how he talks.
You wouldn't know until you talk to him in real life. Film says, not going to lie, I'm totally really into Rebel. Anthony says, no,
She's
that was
smoking.
his original name before Vince came up with his ridiculous name of Braun Breaker. His real name is Bronson Reichsteiner. Oh, I see. Well, there's too many names. Vindicator says, I guess the Fishman is still a jobber. Thank God, go away. Chris says, D, I like the realness you bring to these live streams, like how you say you don't like stock wrestlers' lives. You are the definition of a casual viewer, and that's not a bad thing. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate somebody giving me some positive reinforcement. Reese says, only women in AEW that give me wet dreams are Anna Jay, Tay Conte, and Jamie Hayter. I'm a booty guy.
Nothing wrong with any of that.
Booty guy? Well, then you should like Jade Cargill because she has a good booty too. Let's see. Brandy had a good booty until she left and had a baby. I'm not sure what it looks like now, but if you're going for butts.
Is this the new women's title?
Another one or like a second women's?
Yeah. They're talking about doing a TBS championship.
Yes. Thanks to you for
Hey,
that,
somebody
everybody.
in the back right behind him has that shirt on that you have on.
This one?
Oh, wait, never mind. It's the CM Punk shirt.
Ew, that barf.
I just saw the blueness.
Ugh, I do not have CM Punk shirt on.
Do you need one?
No, I do not want one unless you want me to burn it live on TV.
That guy has a mask on.
It's okay.
See?
Have masks
He's saying we're going to move over to TBS, so there's your TV championship right there. I'm still going to call it a TV title, so they should just call it the TV title. There it is.
But
So
what
are we going to get a
division is
women's
it?
title? It's a women.
Ooh, in the women's division.
Show us. Show us.
I think that she's going to. It's going to happen. Senior official.
Here it comes. That's pretty.
Ooh, that one's nice. Look, it's big, too.
It's pretty.
Good for them.
Tournaments. So the tournament starts on the 5th of January? Or
Wow. Good for them. On the 5th of January.
yep, it's a Wednesday.
Interesting.
I'm excited for it. I'd just rather it say TV championship.
Right? Film Nation says, would there be an interesting scenario if Brian Cage asked for his release in AEW and somehow jump ship to WWE? How would you book it, or how that scenario happened?
Absolutely. I think Vince would love to have Brian Cage. I don't see how that could be a bad thing at all.
TMZ says, who won, Sammy or Bobby Fish? Sammy Guevara won,
Sammy
and he
Guevara.
kept the TNT championship.
And retaining.
Vindicator says, I'm not obsessed with muscle guys like Travis. I only like wrestlers who can actually wrestle and throw in some mind-blowing moves every now and then. So you can't like Darby because he can't really wrestle, and the only move he has is one, and it's really pathetic. Vindicator says something sadly only a handful of men and women can do. Reese says CM Punk is just bitter at WWE. That's why he keeps throwing shade at them. He's like a woman going through a bad divorce.
I know, and it was like
Or a man. A man can do it, too.
It was
but
7
it's just
years
pathetic.
ago.
It's so pathetic. He came out, his first fucking words out of his mouth was like, I'm a victim. It was so pathetic. I didn't want to listen to him anymore after that. It was like, dude, you need to get over it. Just get the fuck over
Darby
it.
paints his face because 50% of it feels dead inside.
Oh,
There's no trust inside.
Go to your therapy sessions, my friend. You need to stop wrestling and just go to fucking therapy. Foam says, which WWE wrestler is going to end up being fired? Who would you predict?
WWE wrestler that's going to get fired?
Which WWE wrestler is going to end up being fired? Who would you predict? If. Let's just do this as a hypothetical.
Right, I'm going with it. Not who I would like to see fired.
Who would be fired?
Liv Morgan? I could see her get fired. She didn't get drafted. And I know I'm not just saying that because it's Liv. I just, her friends are already gone. She's not bringing anything to the table. She doesn't win when she wrestles. It wouldn't be a big surprise. Like, if they said, Liv Morgan was released, would you be like, oh my God, that changed the game. The whole wrestling industry is now shook. And it's fantastic.
I personally wouldn't, but you're talking to the wrong person.
No, I'm just saying.
Fans of her might be a
Right,
little upset.
they would
and then for one night only, they wouldn't watch wrestling.
No, they would not watch it. They would just be upset.
Oh, one
by
night
it.
they wouldn't watch wrestling for one night.
Right.
They'd be like, I'm done.
And then you'd be like, oh, she's coming to. Oh, look at that! He already jumps off the ropes right onto Nick and the Dick. I don't know who that other guy's. Anyways, but you know what I'm saying? It's not like Sarah Logan's already been.
Mm-hmm.
Ruby Soho's already gone. Ruby Riott.
Right.
And they all came up together.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, Paige is gone. I mean, she's there, but
All right. They finally
look
started
at the
this
size
match.
different here. Oh my gosh, that's goofy looking. How wide he is. It didn't even knock him off his feet.
Chris was like, Reese Anderson, congratulations on proving your masculinity while we are all trying to watch wrestling. Philip says, are we going to see some ex-WWE wrestle somewhere else besides AEW, like wrestle in New Japan or Impact Wrestling? A lot of them do go over to Impact still, by the way.
You go watch Impact for a day and you will only see old WWE guys.
Yeah.
That
Chris says Steiner match Bay. Vindicator says men take divorce pretty hard too and even turn to lethal violence. True that.
They can.
Film says message retracted. Chris says Ref Aubrey is TBS champ.
Do not get involved in domestic disputes. That's what I've learned in my lifetime.
Yeah. Film says no, I meant to say I hope Rebel does some flexing. Vindicator says logically TV championships are kind of stupid. Any belt that gets defended on TV can be a TV championship.
Right. I would like to see it only defended on television, though. I would like that belt to not be defended at pay-per-views.
Or on their Facebooks, on Darks.
Right.
Only at
on
stuff
TV.
that shows on TV.
Even, what's it called? Rampage recorded, I guess, if you're into that. Do I scare you?
I kind of want to watch this.
Yeah, because it's good. What
It
is
looks
that?
interesting.
Last night in Soho.
That looks pretty interesting. I wouldn't mind watching that.
Nick is just manhandling Darby, which of course he's going
Always
to.
Always happens. Predictable.
Why is he being so slow and methodical? Just go attack him,
Vindicator
get him down,
says
pin him.
logically TV. Oh, I already read that. Film Nation says, is Darby Allen afraid of giraffes? Although, because he's an emo.
Our emo
Walter
scared of
says, okay,
giraffes.
bye, Travis. To delete this. See you Friday for SmackDown 8 p.m. All right, Walter. Thanks for hanging with us,
We
man.
will be here.
Have a good night. We'll see you Friday. Vindicator says, I see through you, Travis. You keep needling us about Liv, but she just needs better opportunities that are not interrupted by trash performers like Mella. She's been with other performers that aren't Mella, and she still doesn't do good.
I'm trying to think of other women in the division. Mia Yim. Mia Yim could go somewhere else. You know, get fired. Like it wouldn't surprise me if she was gone.
Right.
I was just throwing out a name that if they got released, that nobody would. It wouldn't change anything. Is
Right.
what I was looking for.
It wouldn't be like, oh, really? She's gone?
You know, like Seth Rollins changes stuff. Roman Reigns, they change stuff.
Like Naomi, after a while, she's not there. You wouldn't be surprised if she was let go. Like when
Right.
she's gone for a while, like you kind of go, is she even there anymore?
Yeah, if
'Cause
Naomi
you
got
ask questions like
got
that.
released, I wouldn't be surprised. There's another one, yeah.
Which is sad because, you know, Naomi is a fun character
Right.
and stuff, but she does.
This is the time when WWE
And I
does
like
do
Naomi,
those
guys.
releases.
That is someone I actually
She's a
do like.
funkadactyl.
Naomi. She was a funkadactyl. I actually watched
Carmella
her
was
during
actually
that
on
time.
AEW for a minute, remember? With Nyla Rose. Remember
Oh.
they teamed up on that tag team division thing? And then
Oh.
Nyla Rose turned her back on her.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, that was the other Funkadactyl.
Oh, the other funkadactyl that was not
Yeah, Carmella, or whatever her name was.
not Carmella. Like
Well, whatever I said her name. I said it first.
Camille or something.
Well, I
maybe?
had
Camilla,
said it at the
Camille?
beginning of our.
I don't know. Anyways. But you know, I've watched quite a few of Naomi's
Oh, there's the coffin drop right on his back.
on Naomi's matches, and she's really not that good. She botches quite a bit.
What? A coffin drop won it?
Oh my fucking god!
They gotta do something with this
is
dude.
Fucking ridiculous.
At
I
some point, they're gonna
fucking
have
can't
to
stand this
do something
shit.
with this guy.
Like, oh my god, there's no way that you could seriously say that he's a good wrestler with what I just fucking watched.
Look at this from behind. Look behind Sting.
Hit him! Nice.
Damn, took him down with a cutter.
He got back up, but that's alright. Just so
That's the stinger.
weird.
Scorpion death drop.
Film Nation is laughing. Anthony says,
There it
"God,
is.
do you feel that the hardcore AEW marks refuse to criticize them for production value and horrible booking because they still feel that the company's in a honeymoon phase in terms of that?"
I don't know. It's 2 years old today. Today's its birthday. And so I don't know if you consider that honeymoon still. I feel like it should be in full gear. It's the name of the it's also the name of the pro.
Janelle
pay-per-view,
Jackson's in
but-
the chat for
Hey,
a
Janelle.
second. Hey, Janelle, nice to see you, bud.
Thank you for hanging out with us.
Sorry I haven't been around in the last few live streams. Work been kicking my butt. I've been
Yeah.
putting in so many hours. No, you're fine, buddy.
We appreciate you. You
You've
got a family.
You've got a family, you got a baby and woman to take care of and work calls. We understand that completely. Oh god, this guy.
That's what he just said. It's up to all of you. Oh, Claude at the same time.
so weird. Reese was like, at Chris, go home, Joe Gracie. And they gave him the finger. Chris says Naomi will join Bloodline. Film says they were rumors about that. Anthony says, Gav, how bad do you think it has to get in WWE for super loyal guys like Undertaker?
Look at
Kane,
these two.
Austin, The Rock, and Triple H to leave and go to the competition in AEW or Impact Wrestling.
Right. Not happening.
Not happening ever.
They all got to vote for everything. He needs to put his mask back on. He's ugly. That's what he said. John Silver said to the other guy. Why is he on here?
This guy.
You're not though, buddy. Go back to dark.
Robbie says Cameron. Reese says now they not firing Liv Morgan. She's currently in a feud with Carmella. If anything, they'd fire Asuka because her English is still horrible after all these years, and Tamina because she's irrelevant.
Yes, Tamina could go. Well, shit, at this point, you could get rid of her partner. What's her name? The Hart. Natalia Hart.
Okay,
Oh, the lights just went out. Is this black?
Maybe, possibly. So if you're going to fire Asuka because of her English, then you should fire all your men that you talked about that can't talk. If you can't cut a promo, then you don't deserve to be either, whether you can speak English or not. And talking and saying that you should get rid of somebody because they can't speak English very well because it's her second fucking language, that's pretty pathetic.
Malachi. It's Malachi.
It is Malachi. It's Malachi. Beat the crap out of him.
Oh, the green mist!
Malachi
or the black mist. 1 kick.
Death.
Martin Dunn.
Death. Death.
Bring the lights back on. What do you mean, what's going on? He kicked him in the face.
Spit in his face and then kicked him.
Oh, somebody turned their phone on. They're like, it's too dark in here.
I can't see what's going on.
What happened to his body?
Oh
Did
my
he throw
God,
the corpse out?
Oh my God, did he eat him? Did he eat his corpse?
It's Malachi.
Oh, that's cool. Chris says, Reese, I'm not Joe Gacy. I don't accept anyone. Vindicator says, Naomi, former partner you guys are talking about is Cameron. Oh,
Cameron,
yeah,
that's
Cameron. That's her name. Film Nation says, would Jordan Grace be a good fit for WWE?
Don't know who that is.
And Sophie's in the chat. Hey, Sophie says, hi, guys. What was Tony Khan's big announcement? That they're going to have a women's
TBS
championship belt. So the women are getting another championship belt in their division, which is good, right? That's what
it sounds like either the show starts on the 5th of January or the tournament starts on the 5th of January. Couldn't exactly...
I thought it sounded more like they were putting
the tournament together. And don't forget to watch on January 5th.
Yeah, because that's when it's moving to TBS. That's what I understood.
So is the tournament going to be that day?
I have no idea. I don't know when.
I love tournaments.
Robin says, yeah, boy, Darby. Sophie says, how's the show going so far? People are winning and people are losing.
It's so good. I like it so far.
AEW a card. Why would I send them a card? Robbie says, Dean never gassed to have me as a subscriber. Oh my God, it's Robbie. I'm so excited that you're in here as our subscriber. Woo. Film Nation says, not going to lie. Have you seen Jordan Grace's armpits? They're huge. Yes, even though you don't pay attention to armpits, which is okay. But I'm just asking. Have no idea who Jordan Grace is, nor do I really care about
Jordan
Grace
person's a girl armpits. Or a boy?
I'm glad you like armpits, dude, but I don't.
It's really like a Charlie
care,
or a Pat.
I'll never pay attention. Reese says, and Jade and Brandy have the biggest booty in AEW. LOL, no, they don't. Anna Jay and Jamie Hayter definitely got the biggest. Jade's is just all muscle.
Right.
It's still a big ass booty. Just because it's muscle doesn't mean it's not a booty. Sophie says Raw got higher ratings this past week, which people were surprised by for some reason.
It was the draft. Of course it's going to get huge ratings.
People are going to watch it to see what happened. Or I was like, no one cares about ratings. Chris says Anna Jay has to keep the guys in order, hence why she should become the leader of Dark Order. Robbie says Cameron was Naomi's tag partner. Sophie says the networks care about ratings for wrestling promotions, though. Film Nation says love her pit sweet. Robbie says Asuka speaks well. She's doing good. Vindicator says I'm disappointed in two things. That AEW is only 2 hours. It seems to go by too fast. While Raw meat goes on and on and on. And disappointed that there is not Anna Jay match tonight, but you did get to see her for 0.5 seconds. So
I definitely get disappointed in that too. I do know that Raw just has short matches and long talking segments, and it just makes it long. AEW does a lot more wrestling than talking, and so it just moves quicker. SmackDown used to be that way too, but it looks like they're going to a lot more promos and less matches.
True.
Over the last, 2 months.
Chris says Malachi Black versus Daniel Garcia, Black Death versus Red Death.
Bring it.
Reese says WWE is mostly an English audience, whether it's in the Americas or in Europe. That's why all the promos are in English. When Asuka cuts a promo, it's very hard for anyone to understand or her character. Funny how you say that, though, but during the pandemic, when she first started doing her promos, yes, her English wasn't that good, but she's been practicing her English a lot more. And at the end of the year, her promos were actually doing a lot better, considering that English, again, is her second language.
They could easily bring over a translator and put them together and make it like a little stable or something.
They could do that.
And make her just badass from the Orient instead of all colorful and rainbowy.
Right.
Just put her in solid colors and make her tough. The FTW champion. Hey, there's another championship belt.
Is it really a championship belt, though? Because it doesn't really get one off anybody. It just gets handed.
He won it. He beat
No, he just took it from him.
Cage. No, he beat him.
He took it.
By beating him.
Took it. Sophie says everybody on wrestling Twitter was making fun of AEW big announcements since they have major announcements every month.
Right.
Yeah, I don't really care what Twitter says. Robbie says, yeah, AEW women's division is a lot better than WWE. Sophie says, did they say how long and how many people are in the tournament? They haven't mentioned anything
Nothing.
else.
Except
they
for
said they
January
would hold
5th.
a tournament for it.
I used to think NXT had the best women's division, and that was about a year ago, and they really did have a really good one. Most of those women are already up.
Right.
That's the Shayna Baszlers and your Rhea Ripleys and your Bianca Belairs.
Mm-hmm.
They're up. And so now the main roster you'd think was the best. And WWE has a good one. It's just how they book everybody. It changes it. But I definitely like, hey, look, it's Brian Cage.
Brian Cage.
Speak of the devil, and he will appear. Anyways, and but I do think AEW has a women's division that is good.
Be careful with his little neck. Oh, look, his little handsome boys saved him.
Get rid
Old
of Hook.
Hobbs and
Hook.
weird face over there with his hair that he has to play with all the time.
H&H.
He has this weird habit. All he does is play with his hair. It's creepy. Glad we get to see some Brian Cage on the television again.
He's back on parole. Ain't changed nothing
Hobbs
because he's
really
ready to
shouldn't
roll.
have those type of pants. His wording goes to his butthole and up.
Thunder Rosa. I do what I want whenever I want. Oh,
She wants the TBS Women's title.
who's this? Sky Blue? She looks like she's 14.
She looks like she needs to learn how to talk better. You want to talk about somebody not cutting promos very well. Like all these new people that actually
Ruby
speak
Soho.
English and can't do it.
There's Jade. Jade's like falling out of her top. That bitch show.
That's what she's going to take it to. She's going to take it there, and that's where it's going to land, and that's where it's going to be.
Is it starting now? Oh, wait, never mind. They keep having Aubrey in the ring. I thought...
So they already have it made up for her.
I thought, what's her name already did that. No, it was Jungle Boy. Never mind. Jungle Boy won 50 matches. I was like...
It was a dude.
Yeah, I
not a
thought it
girl.
was a chick.
Although he has long hair, which is weird. Let's see. Did they... missed it.
I mean, come on. You can't have a trophy already made for 50 wins without her winning it.
What? That makes no sense.
She has to win.
No.
Poor
that's
Serena Deeb's going out there being sacrificed to the wolves.
Chris says, see why isn't Black holding the tag title? He holds in another promotion. Why did Kenny only get to hold the titles from other promotions on TV?
Right? Is Christian still the TNA champion? Or the whatever? Impact champion?
Oh, yeah, huh?
Or did
That's
he
a good
lose
question.
it?
Robbie says, I show you love, D, and you just mock me all the time. Whatever. Chris says, Jordan Grace is a thick wrestling female from Impact. Robbie says, Jade is one heck of a woman. Vindicator says, the chat has some weird ones in here again, and for once it's not Aaron, LO armpit lovers and such. Robbie says, what about Ring of Honor? Does that do well, D? I don't even know what it is.
Serena Deeb.
You're asking the wrong person, Robbie. Ask the people in the chat. Maybe they can help
Is
you.
it just me, or does Serena Deeb look like she just dropped off her
Kids
children
for
at the soccer game, pulled up in her minivan, changed in the back seat, and entered the ring?
Sophie says, with AEW being 2 years today, wonder how many new viewers they got from that Cody Rhodes reality show that debuted not that long ago.
We'll find out. But yeah,
Maybe a whole bunch. I don't know. Robbie says, don't hate on Asuka. She's cool. Reese says, I think WWE does more promos and talking because they do a better job at building characters.
Right, but sometimes it gets lengthy, and then the matches are too short.
Well, and sometimes the promos are just stupid.
We just need a middle.
They don't make any sense.
We need a middle, guys. We got one extreme and another extreme. We just need to come together. And some of these times, the shows do it.
AEW is just nonstop meaningless matches, especially in the women's division. There's little character development.
Right, you have to watch it for a long time. And the other thing that AEW does, guys, is they throw in a wrestler that nobody's ever fucking heard of. And it's like they're on the main show and they're wrestling somebody that's big, and you're like...
Well, they'd like to help debut a lot of stuff.
Right.
You know, and that comes from when Cody first started this, and he said,
Right.
and I quote some of it, that he was talking about how he wanted to help young wrestlers make their names in wrestling, and by doing that,
Absolute
that's
Ricky
what
Stark.
AEW was for.
That was absolute Ricky Stark. That was when he started.
And that's what AEW is for, and that's what Cody Rhodes wanted to do for these wrestlers. That's why when he was TNT champion, he wrestled everybody and anybody, no matter what. Even kids that were debuting and everything like that, even though they had no chance of ever winning the title, he still gave them that chance on TV and said, this is how it is.
Sheeta is
now,
half,
if this is what you want to
half
do,
genie in a bottle.
Keep going.
By the way.
She is wearing a very interesting outfit tonight, that's for
She's a genie in a bottle, baby. Is she holding her with her vagina?
Yes. Robbie says, when's this Owen Hart thing then? I don't know.
Who knows?
Sophie says, at least I got plenty of time to build the tournament if it starts on January 5th. Robbie says, D, it's his gimmick. Oh, is it? What? Whose gimmick? What's going on? Vindicator says, what's so absolute about Ricky Stark? Are there other Ricky Starks out there trying to copy him? I'm not sure he's worth imitating anyway.
There could be lots of Ricky Starks. This is Tony's brother.
Chris says, there is a straw hat guy in front row, just like an ECW. Rise like D is always ready roll. D, you should teach them how to do promos. Not really. Sophie says the WWE haven't announced how many people are both in the ring, King of the Ring and the Queen Crowns tournament, and they both start Friday. Chris says Sky Blue looking like Cora Jade last night from NXT. Reese says, I like Jade. She has the look, charisma, and she's Jamaican heritage like me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think she's fantastic.
I like Jade. I think
she does it.
That bitch indeed.
She does it perfect.
She does. She's awesome.
Oh, look at that. They just went right to a commercial.
I was sad that she started that stuff with Brandy and they were trying to have that storyline, but then Brandy turned up pregnant and so they couldn't do that anymore. And then she just kind of stopped being around and it was sad. I was like, where'd she go?
Gators bitch is always with Jimmy's.
Like, why are you gone? Why aren't you came? Vindicator says, I noticed both Jade and Big Mouth Becky Lynch love to flip off crowds. Sophie says, I thought the NWA Women's Champion was the secondary championship for the women. No. The NWA Women's Championship is its own thing on its own brand in its own place.
They show it on here every once in a while, and I think it's just to help out the NWA, and it works.
Robbie says Jade would wipe the floor with a lot of WWE women.
Right. I do want to see Camille in AEW, by the way. The champion, the big girl that's from there.
Oh, yeah.
The big, strong one.
Yeah, we saw her that one time, and she had that match with, somebody talked about her a little bit ago. The little short.
Yeah. Hirsch.
Yeah, Layla Hirsch.
Layla.
Vindicator says, take it easy on the Super Soccer Mom, Serena Travis, because she is all elite.
She is all elite.
Chris says, Hiro Kushida with kendo stick like Sandman. Chris also says, could this be match of the year for the female in AEW?
No, that already happened. I think that was Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker, remember that?
Oh, that was a good match.
That match was fantastic.
They did really good. Those women really brought it during that match.
I mean, they were going through tables and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I thought she was broken for sure. Robbie says, D, you're clever. I thought you would know. Guess I was wrong. You're always wrong, Robbie, so you might as well just live up to the fact that you are. Vindicator is smiling. Robbie says, D, never pleased. First you say WWE has too much talking, then you watch AEW for wrestling and still not pleased. Make your mind up. Ha ha. Marie says, I want Jade to leave AEW and come to WWE and face Bianca Belair. That'll be box office. Why? You don't need that anymore. They brought up that girl from Hit Row. She can go against Bianca Belair.
Yeah, but she's not on
I don't
that.
care.
She's not that good.
She can do it. She's like the same.
They're
the same. They both have hair and it's all about their hair.
Okay, Vince. No, they're not the same.
Well, isn't that why he does it?
Vince would put them in a tag team together. No.
They have to fight each other first. And then he puts them in a tag team and make up.
No, she is not. She's wrestled twice in her whole career.
So?
That matters.
No, it doesn't.
It matters.
Just have her go up against Bianca. They don't need to bring Jade. You leave Jade alone. You leave her in AEW where she belongs. Have to have something to look forward to.
And by the way, when Jade
man.
goes to WWE in a year or two, whatever.
Well, shut up.
She's going to be the champion.
She's going to go over
Oh,
there?
absolutely. She's going to follow the money. She's making her name. Everybody in AEW, if they get good enough, is going to eventually go to WWE.
Reese says Xavier Woods needs to definitely win King of the Ring. He's been talking about it for the longest. Oh, now you're just making up shit out of your face. Don't do stuff like that. Xavier Woods don't deserve that shit.
He's a C player.
Hell no.
C player. I love the New Day.
He's like the third wheel of the New Day.
I love the New Day, but he's definitely the architect, the third wheel of the New Day. But I mean, everybody has their own opinion. But I do not see Xavier Woods winning the King of the Ring.
Alita says,
First of all, you have to be an asshole. You have to be mean. Right?
Yeah, could you imagine him trying to be mean?
Well, a baby
face. Well,
face.
he tries to be mean already, and it's like so cringe. It just makes me want to throw up.
Right, but how do you have a baby face king and queen? I just don't know if that would ever work. Baron Corbin pulled it off fantastically.
Right.
Shinsuke Nakamura is just not doing a good job with it.
Yeah, he's not a jerk.
Well, he's a champion too. It makes no sense. It's like an extra title, and they're not using it like they should. True. That kicks right over the top of them.
Oh.
2 and
Sheeta
kicks
out. What kind
out.
of a hold that would be called?
I don't know. That big flying knee that beat Ember Moon last night by Mandy Rose.
Ooh. Alita says, well, they're eccentric over there. Robbie says EST has nothing compared to Jade. Reese says, oh, just imagine Xavier Woods with a crown cape and scepter. LOL. Now that'll be good TV.
That and pancakes or whatever else they do. Him, Francesca, with the crown.
Maybe he could become a Nigerian prince also. Sophie says, with them moving to TBS in January, hopefully TNT has something to put in that spot on Wednesday nights. I'm sure they'll find something.
They'll probably just put Law and Order rerun.
Robbie says, LOL, do you Joker? Reese says, Xavier Woods is already a good talker. Now imagine him with the crown. Ugh.
If he turns on Kofi, I could see it, but that's just such a weird thing. And if he turns on Kofi and that does happen, if they split those two, he will be unemployed in 2 years. Mm-hmm. There's a reason they put them all together.
Right. Sophie says, did you hear Britt Baker said that the feelings wasn't mutual with the WWE wanting her and she didn't want to sign with them?
Who was it?
Britt Baker. Vindicator says it won't work. Bianca is on Raw. BFAB is on SmackDown. So, Sophie says, how long will it be before the main roster split up Hit Row like they did with the Sanity?
Right, and that's what I was thinking.
Up to the main roster.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking when they brought him up, because they didn't put Nikki Cross with him. And I thought that they were going to leave Homegirl down in NXT, let her get some seasoning, and then come up on her own, which would make full sense like they did with Sanity. But they brought all 4 members up of Hit Row, and so obviously they don't have any future plans for her, because she's going to have to take a lot of seasoning.
Right.
I mean, she's worse than Lana. And Lana got
Get
good
her.
at the end, 2 and 3. No!
She's like, oh, I can't
Deeb.
even get her leg up. she tried a couple times and she's like, meh.
I can't bend over.
So, let's see.
She'd have
Vindicator
gotten really
says it
good
won't
shape,
work.
didn't she?
Bianca Zombie votes SmackDown. Sophie says, how long will be? Oh, I already read that. Alita says she has no talent. Reese says, nah, lol. I've always thought Xavier is second to Big E. He has a better physique than Kofi and is a better promo.
Yeah, but Kofi's superior in the ring.
Yeah.
And does okay on the mic. But yeah, I know where you're coming from. That's why they put them all together, by the way, guys. And they all carried each other's slack. And now, if they all go individual, it's just going to be where they were 7 years ago. Mm-hmm. Or 10 years ago, whenever that was, when they
Sophie
got
says
together.
people compared year 1 AEW to the old version of NXT.
Oof.
Sophie also says Xavier Woods did almost get released from the WWE before the New Day formed.
Yes.
They were all going to be released.
Yeah, if you ever watch their round table, they sit
talk
around a
about it.
table and they talk. And they talk about that. They were all gone. Big E Langston was also on the chopping block.
Yep.
They were all going to go.
Every single one of them.
And then
Kofi, Big E, and Xavier Woods.
Deeb won. Deeb just won, guys.
So they weren't going to give
No trophy.
Kushida a 50 in a row wins, huh? Serena
Oh,
Deeb
Deeb
wants
pulls
to
her
be
hand
the
out. Aubrey
winner.
didn't touch her hand. She should take that trophy and smash it. I love it. Hit her in the head with it.
Oh, yeah.
Bam! Bashed it right in her head. And then broke it on the floor. I don't think it broke, but...
Part of it broke off. Like the bottom broke away from the top. You know, like if it was like standing in the top. See,
Right.
the bottom and the top broke apart.
The platform.
So I guess they really didn't want Kushida to have 50 wins.
She'll
in a
get
row.
it
They're like,
eventually, but that's beautiful. That's great.
no, fuck you.
That is perfect storytelling.
They're like, and denied.
Well, like I was saying before they got in the ring, you know? She'd already won it.
Right. Sophie says now Nikki Cross is a sole surviving member of Sanity since everybody in that group has been released.
Serena Deeb maybe winning that new TBS championship.
Maybe. Reese says, Sophie, so what does that mean? He did create the New Day. Sometimes people take time to develop. The Rock and Stone Cold weren't overnight successes. So
Are you talking about sunning Steve Austin?
You're talking about Xavier Woods.
Stunning Steve with his
almost got
long blonde
released.
hair?
So Xavier Woods actually did come up with the idea of the New Day and told Vince if it didn't work that
What's
he
happening?
was more than
from
welcome
behind!
to get rid of all of them.
Darby Allen just got hit in the back with a steel chair.
By somebody who's holding the camera. A whole bunch of people
It's a whole
in
gang.
masks.
These are just little guys. This is like a local high school escape.
I guess. And they're giggling about it. Like this is
Uh-oh.
cool.
Battering ram right to the stop sign. That's fantastic.
What?
Well, who would just have a barricade sitting in front of a garage door anyways?
To throw somebody at? I don't know.
Nobody knows what's happening right now.
I'm
But there's some guys in a mask.
confused.
Darby Allen getting assaulted.
Alita earlier, it was like,
Accosted.
what the fuck? And Vindicator's like, told you, Travis, soccer moms are the real deal. Even soccer coaches are scared of
Oh,
them.
that hurt. That might have broke his rib.
Chris was like, Deeb Full Hill.
Is it MJF? That looks like MJF. That's MJF. Oh, look how good of a skateboarder he is. He's probably going to be in the X Games. Big Wardlow there.
Is that who that is?
The big guy's Wardlow.
You're not fooling me at all.
That means the other two are FTR.
Oh, it's the Pinnacle. That's
Yeah.
who they are. Oh, I see.
Where's Sting?
Who cares? He's probably off doing something.
Darby.
Not
More
with Darby.
victimness.
More victim. Here he is with his victimness.
Darby's the Liv Morgan of the AEW roster.
Chris says,
I'm
Deep
teasing.
Full Hill. Film's like, no, the title looks so cringe. Sophie says, remember when Austin Creed's YouTube channel was first created? The WWE promoted it all on TV for months.
I do.
Says, why can't the women's title be a normal one? What do you mean normal? It looks fine.
It looks all right. It looks just like the men's, but different colors.
Looks fine. The TBS title looks fine. It's bigger than they started with. Oh my god, they did such a terrible job with the women's when they first came out. It was horrible.
Sky
It was
Blue,
tiny.
Jade Cargill, Ricky Starks, Brian Cage, this Friday. That'll be a good one.
The Lucha Brothers versus the Acclaimed. The Lucha Brothers. Ooh.
Got you claiming mental health like Simone Biles. And you're fired!
Filmation.
Oh, here he is.
Filmation says
Leo
yikes.
Rush.
So this is Biggie and Kofi better think Woods and Vince for the New Day. Who knows where they would be now if the New Day wasn't a success. Fired. Film says why? Why can't the title just be AEW Women's Television Champion, not AEW whatever TV program that his logo looks like championship?
So weird.
That part
right?
I agree with. Like, the title looks fine. It's just naming it the TBS is just weird. It's very strange and odd.
I mean, even when Ted Turner owned it, it was his last name, and he still didn't name the title that. Right? He didn't go, you have to have the TNT title or something. I want you to have Turner Enterprise title.
Right?
And it was his last name. Like, it would have made a lot more sense. He's like, no, it's a television championship. Now move on.
Right? Film says no. Sophie says, when will AEW introduce Trios Championship since they got a lot of factions? Reese says the
I don't know if
AEW
they'll do
titles
that.
are ugly, all of them, and they have no side plates. Actually, they do have side plates.
I like the heavyweight championship.
The men's title is really pretty. And the women's title before was just really small, but when they redid it, when Britt Baker took over that championship, it actually was bigger and a lot prettier.
Right.
And
She-
it has
Sheeta
side
had
plates
it
because it
first.
has her DMD on
Remember?
it.
She had it first. She introduced the new title, the size, and then she lost it that next Saturday or Sunday.
Oh, Sheeta. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. They did let her have it for one time. Film says, no, Darby, don't act like Liv Morgan. No. Sophie says, how you like Rampage being taped. That's why their ratings aren't great.
No, their ratings aren't great because it's 10 o'clock on a Friday night, guys.
So
10 o'clock on a Friday night. Think about that. What do you do at 10 o'clock on a Friday night?
I am sleeping.
You sleep,
I try to be sleeping.
you drink, you party, you chase
don't-
strange.
I don't usually sit down and go, gee whiz,
Who
I should watch
watches-
another hour of wrestling.
Who watches TV at 10 o'clock on a Friday?
I mean, I do, but it's usually not that type of TV because I've already watched 2 hours of it, so I'm like, nothing. I'm going to go watch something else or nothing at all.
No, most people are doing something on a Friday night. And
I work
they
all
are
weekend, I'm tired.
alienating the whole entire East Coast by having that show on when they
Right.
do.
Reese
The whole
says-
East Coast.
They need to create some mid-card belts in AEW. You have only a handle of people competing for 2 titles. So they have mid-card belts, hun. So they have the men's championship belt. They have the women's championship belt. Now they have a TNT championship belt, which is the men's, and a TBS championship belt, which is the women's. Those 2 are what you would consider mid-card ones. And then they have tag title champions for the men, but they haven't had any for the women
Right.
yet.
Well, they don't have any women's tag teams. But what they could do is bring in a couple, and then they could bring the former Iconics in, and then give them the first title shot.
There
Or
you
actually,
go.
or have them lose in the tournament, and then get them back later. But
Right. Chris says, so Leo isn't in the ladder match? I have no idea. Film says, no offense, I prefer looking at women's armpits more than looking at that title. Sophie says, slowly AEW is turning into the
Stare.
WWE with all the championships that they have now. And Reese says, Sophie, what? AEW doesn't have enough belts. That's the damn problem. Sophie says there are spoilers for Rampage after they tape it and fans look at the results, and that makes them not want to watch the show or DVR it.
right.
Film says I prefer AEW Women's United States Championship instead of that title. Reese says, no, I mean the men's mid-card belts, single mid-card titles, women's titles don't count as mid-card.
Right. They could add another title to the men's. I don't want to see them get too watered down with championships, though. Like WWE's problem is these title range. You got Charlotte with what 14 or 11 or whatever they're at with her. You've got John Cena with 16. Those are so watered down they shouldn't count. It irritates me because they had 2 titles.
Right.
If they would have only had 1 title that whole time, would John Cena had 16? Would Triple H have had any? Would Randy Orton had any? but they were all at the same time, so they could both be champion. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say?
I mean, it makes sense to me. We've talked about it before.
You just
though.
have two champions at the same time, so John Cena gets 16, Triple H has 12 or whatever.
Yeah.
John Cena Randy Orton has 14.
But if there was only one and they had to all compete for just that one.
How many championships now does John Cena have? 4? 6? Triple H has 6, 7, maybe? That's... You get to see who the real deal is. When Ric Flair was winning them, when Hulk Hogan was winning them and others, obviously Hulk Hogan doesn't count because he didn't have it as many times. He just had the length. But, this is that ladder match.
Yeah, it's the ladder match, finally.
But anyways, Ric Flair had it 16 times when there was one title.
Right.
That's big.
Yeah,
That's a different type of sport.
right. Let's see. Robbie says D is the crowd more alive than WWE. Yeah, AEW's crowds usually are, but they're smaller, more compact, so it makes sense. Film and actually they're more lively than NXT even, which is even weird. Film says I'm ready for the Iconics to show up on TV. Alita
Me
says I
too.
watched the back of my eyelids on Friday night. Right, me too. Or
At
try to.
10.
Film says I miss the Iconics. Robbie says can I DVR the Wrestling Gap? Just asking for a friend. Our stuff is
video
actually
posts.
uploaded on YouTube, so you can just follow and subscribe to us and follow us, and you can just go and watch it all you want.
Watch it anytime.
You can watch every.
We have like 6,000 hours.
You can watch
of
our disgusting
content.
growth from the beginning towards the end. Film says, I don't want to stare at that new title. It makes me want to lose my eyeballs. Sophie says, Rampage does go live during pay-per-view weekends, which
Yes.
could be a smart move in the long run. Film says, it's cringe, man. It's cringe. Chris is like, Britt Baker. Ravi says, D has none. I have none what? Film says, but so anyway, did DMD wrestle tonight on AEW? No,
she did not.
just
No,
talked.
she just talked though. She just cut a promo.
Sophie says, imagine if the WWE didn't have the brand split in 2002, we wouldn't see guys like Brock, Cena, Orton, and Batista. Film says, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD is awesome. And Reese says, I think the amount of belts that WWE has is good because you have two main shows being Raw and SmackDown, each with 2 single title belts. AEW is just one show, so they can't have just 2.
Right. I'm just saying that it waters down. If there was only one champion right now, would it be Big E or would it be Roman Reigns?
It'd be Roman Reigns.
It would
Big E
probably
wouldn't be a champion.
It would probably be Roman Reigns, and that's what I'm getting at. Is you get to see who the real best is. If there's one main title. You could do like subtitles after that, not where you're reading
Pac
what
is
they're
like,
saying.
I will hold your hands, Orange Cassidy, so you can't put them in your pockets. He's like, come on, let's just have a fight.
Right in the center of the ring, you and I.
Nobody's watching. Let's just do this. Let's get this done. Get it on. Get her done. Robbie says, Elliot, just post me the VHS. I don't have VHSs. I don't make them. Do you even have a VCR? I don't think you have one.
The old VHS
Robbie says
tape.
D has none titles. I have no titles. I have none.
We don't. I thought about buying one.
I am titleless with my life. Robbie says, I skip Roman, not gonna lie. Sophie says, what would the WWE look like if they didn't bring back the brand split 5 years ago?
I just don't know. I
Too
kind of wish
much.
they would move Friday Night SmackDown to Tuesday night again. I like that. The back-to-back nights of wrestling.
Yeah.
And then you're done for a week.
Right.
And you could do other things.
Yeah, we just do 3 days in a row and then be done for like 4.
Right, until there's the big Saturday
That'd
or
be
Friday.
so weird.
Look at that,
I
Pac just
forgot
taking
that
it
was
right
like
to him.
that. Alita says he has a very thin hair. Who has thin hair?
Pac. Or Cassidy, because
Are you talking
Cassidy
about
does have
Mr.
the
Orange?
implants.
He looks like he has plugs in his hair. It's
He
creepy.
does have plugs in his hair.
Robbie says F the brand split, and Alita says gave them away. Who gave them away? Who's giving stuff away?
All right, get up there. Oh, shit, he took the ladder back. He pushed the ladder back. Uh-oh, his hands are going in his pockets. No, he ducked it. Up and
Pac isn't
around.
letting him put his hands in his
DDT.
pockets.
No, Pac blocked it. I can't talk. Easy for me to
Vicky's
say.
Gaming is in the chat.
Hey,
Hello,
Vicky.
Vicky's
Thanks for
Gaming.
hanging out with us.
How's it going? Reese says, I miss SmackDown on Thursday night on UPN. LOL, psych.
Oh my gosh. I forgot about those days. Hey, there he is,
Sophie
Andrade.
says they used to have SmackDown on Tuesday nights during Christmas time. That was before they moved to Fox.
Yep. It was before they moved to Fox, and then you had AEW wasn't around yet, so it was just wrestling Monday, Tuesday. That's it. And then you could watch it on Wednesdays if NXT on the network.
Ravi says Orange has jogger jeans. In the UK, that's chavvy.
Look at this. We have Andrade in there with Pac.
Oh my god. Sophie says, do you see AEW doing their own version of a brand split in the future?
No.
Not in the future of, like, anytime soon. Years. That'd just be years and years and years and years and years.
I mean, they would have to get Rampage into a 2-hour show.
And make it relevant.
And make it live.
I've never seen anybody do it.
Drinking water. Go get it.
Did he get to it?
He must have.
Was it right next to it?
Hopefully. Hopefully he didn't rub on the ground.
I didn't think the water was right next to him, but maybe it was.
Yeah, my mom
says
went
in
and
the
filled
UK,
it back up.
SmackDown was shown on Saturday, recorded, right?
If you could see, I don't see crap.
No. I didn't think it was that close to him. But he is kind of like very good at moving it towards him.
Right.
He's like gotten to a point now where he just grabs it with
Uh-oh.
his mouth and brings it to himself.
How many seconds left? 12,
12
11,
seconds until the next
10,
team comes out.
9, 8,
Andrade
7,
Eladio,
6,
Eladio,
5, 4,
Eladio.
3, 2, 1. I guess I was off.
I was
Big
like,
Money
I was
Matt.
laughing at my UK-ness. Oh, so you finally got that, huh? You finally got the UK-ness thing that we were talking about? Hey, there's whoever was asking about Matt Hardy if he was there tonight. He is in the ladder match. He is coming down right now. He's coming out there very slowly to come in and try to beat up Orange Cassidy. Got him and slammed him on the ground. How exciting for you. Vindicator says, so Andrade doesn't subscribe to the theory that you can't wear white after Labor Day. No. He does not. Sophie says on the USA Network, the WWE had a Christmas week when SmackDown was on a different network and on a different night, like SmackDown was on Sci-Fi the first or second time. Vicky's Gaming's like, if you guys want to subscribe, or then subscribe to my channel first. Oh, is that how it works, huh?
Yeah, it's trade.
Reese says,
Sub for sub.
Ravi says, D, I got it, D. I'm not a Wally. Are you sure? I think you are.
Is that the robot?
Pretty sure it means something else.
Oh.
In UK-ness terms.
I thought it was the robot in the future.
Which we have picture-in-picture, but they are still showing
Big
the match.
super kick right there, or thrust kick, whatever you
There's
want to
a
call
ladder inside the ring, but Pac and Andrade are beating each other up. Orange Cassidy's going after Andrade, and Matt Hardy got up to help,
Matt
but
Hardy
then
gets
got
kicked down again. And a
he
big
fell
DDT
down, and
by
then
Orange
he
Cassidy.
Got up. Orange Cassidy got up also, and he's like, here, let me help you outside the ring. He landed on a ladder that was out there. Hopefully he doesn't break his ankle, because that's usually what Matt Hardy does. Breaks things.
Matt Hardy likes to break his head
He
in
does.
AEW.
And then he comes back as
He's not
somebody
very
else
safe.
for 5 different times.
Although Jeff Hardy did hint that he is going to change his character when he goes to SmackDown.
Jeff did. He did.
Kind of excited about that. That's
Reese
also
says if AEW ever
future.
did a brand split like WWE, then it'll really be a war, and I don't think Tony the Tiger wants those problems. Vicky's like, are you
Not
going to
today.
subscribe?
Yeah, why wouldn't we?
Sure.
After you
Robbie
subscribe.
says, D, don't where you will spill food on it.
You're going to have to go to one of our old videos and comment on it so I can find your page.
What the fuck, Rafi, are you even saying? I know it's late for you and you're probably in bed, but come on, man, really?
Who's this? Who's coming down? Is that Moxley?
Lance Archer.
Oh, Lance Archer.
It's Mr. Lance Archer. We
The
haven't seen him
Murder
for a
Hawk.
while. He just saved Orange Cassidy's life and then threw him on the
Choke
ring.
slammed him right down on the
He
apron.
literally caught him in mid-throw that Pac threw him out of the ring, and then he caught him. He's like, let me crucifix you.
Behind.
Pac's like, no.
Pac's
I
like trying to
cook you
chop
like
the
tree.
giant down. Oh, shit. Saw that coming.
Somebody says with AEW Impact in New Japan and whatever other promotion they are working together with, could they have plenty of resources to do some type of brand split.
I mean, if they wanted to go that route.
But wouldn't they just want to keep their own people?
They need to do another channel. And maybe they could work with New Japan and bring up, another day of the week.
Obviously.
And use some Japanese players.
Yeah.
The Japanese used to have televised here, and
Yes.
they don't anymore.
Yeah, I don't know why.
A lot of people are like, "Oh, you know how big New Japan is?" And I'm like, "Dude, they don't even have a television show. Like, they're not that big. You have to be big to have a television show."
Right? A Vindicator says, "LOL, randomly, I just thought of Luke coining the term sausage wallet."
I said that
Sausage
earlier today,
wallet.
by the way. I used that in a sentence.
Oh, Robbie said, "Don't wear white, you'll spill food on it." That's usually the time I want to make something with a red sauce is when I wear some
That
light
ladder
colored
did not
shirt.
break,
It does
it
not
did not
work out
bend.
so well for me, so I don't usually wear white.
Yeah, that Crisley. Every time I think of white, I think of him because he wears white all
He
the time.
does, doesn't
I'm like,
he?
how is he always so clean?
I
I have a white hoodie that I would love to wear. It'll never happen. Can't wear it out here.
He made it, and he's like, I wore it he wore it one or two times, and then he's like, no.
Uh-oh, is it going to be John Mox?
Who's gonna come out now?
Yep,
Somebody
John
with
Mox.
Stuff.
Wild thing.
Robbie says, "Nah, D, I'm on a night shift and I'm shattered. It's been hardcore. Just had to calm an aggressive patient down. Did they try to stab you with their spork?
Are
Those
they
bastards.
a lunatic?
Are they a loony? Do you work in the loony bin?" I'm sorry, that really sexy. Calm and aggressive. Did you give him drugs?
How do you calm them down?
Stab him. You're like, stabbed him with some drugs. So Mrs. Lance Archer was in the WWE, but he was on WWE television not that long before he got released. Robbie says, "I said don't wear white, right?" Vicky's like, "Everybody in the chat, actually, I'm making gaming videos. I just started this channel 3 to 4 days ago. I will upload gameplays." Sweet, man.
Sick.
Sophie says Ring of Honor has been dead because the pandemic killed them. Vindicator says Robbie is going full ravioli mode tonight. Too bad Ayla's missing out. Kids keeping her on her toes.
We can't say it's because of the pandemic. We have to say it's the people's reaction to the pandemic. The pandemic's doing its job. The virus, it's not the virus's fault. It's the reaction to the virus that is crippling industries.
Crippling. Reese says,
There's
"I
still
heard
somebody else
Impact's
coming
pay
out.
is garbage. How are they even still making money? They aren't even on TV, are they?"
Yeah, they have a
Impact
TV
is
show.
on TV on Thursdays.
I don't know what channel it's on, but I do know that it's on
Don't know that
my
either.
TV.
But it is on Thursdays.
Spike.
Is
Or
it on
not.
Spike? No.
It's on one of those. Uh-oh.
He was trying to use Lance Archer to get up there. Oh, John Moxley's like, "Here, let me throw you into him." And he's like, "Oh, thank goodness."
Oh, shit. Just threw him.
He didn't even care. He just threw him up the air and let
We
him
have
go.
some really good players in this match.
Lance Archer's like, "Oh, thank God I brought that
All right, 12.
ladder with me
11,
over here."
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who is it?
Sophie says, "Oh, hey,
Adam
it's
Page.
Adam Page, Mr. Hangman Page."
Well, Page is going to
Haven't
win
seen him
this.
for a while.
It's time for him to take that title
He's-
from the Omega.
He need to come back and do some work,
Hey, his name starts with an A, like Alpha
like Alpha.
and Omega.
We miss Hangman, right? Miss seeing him in there.
The Joker.
Look at all those people.
That's the Joker.
They're gonna use. He's the Joker.
Yeah.
Was
That's
he
what
the
it-
one they didn't know was coming out, and
Right.
he's the one that
This
they
is
brought?
the surprise, yeah.
Oh, so he's the end of the thing?
Yes, it's over.
Oh, okay, cool.
Big clothesline. Moxley. Oh, shit. Moxley just fell into a ladder.
Sophie says, "Did you hear Tessa Blanchard finally signed with a promotion, Women's of Wrestling?"
Yeah, she's always been with them.
Reese
She was their
says-
champion before. Santana Garrett was their champion, and then she beat Santana for the title. That was
years
2019, I think, 18.
ago? Oh. Reese says John Moxley and his dad bod should just retire.
It's owned by Jeannie Buss.
His
She
bad
also
milk
owns the
bone?
Los Angeles Lakers.
Ooh.
She's got a little bit of money.
Oh, nice.
Her dad, Dr. Bus, left her everything.
Oh, wow. Vindicator says that announcer seems like he's a major Jon Moxley fan. Sophie says Impact is on TV still, but on a channel not that many people heard of or have. Reese says, I want
Access.
Tessa's fine ass in WWE. Come on, Vince. She's pretty much blackballed herself there, Reese. I don't think she's ever going to be in any WWE promotions for a long time, if ever. She fucked herself good with some of the shit she pulled. Vindicator says, Pure Wrestling, Travis, who wins between Jon Moxley versus Roman Reigns?
Moxley. In the wrestling part.
Pure Wrestling. Robbie says, they tried to punch my coworkers. We had to restrain him and put him in seclusion. Oh,
That'll help.
That'll help him calm down. What the fuck is he trying to punch people? My God, poor coworker. Well, I'm glad you saved your coworker. Good
What is
job,
he
Robbie,
doing?
doing your job.
Oh, I thought he was going to throw that up and over. Get
Robbie,
over.
Robbie says, D, you would miss me if I left the top. I would. I would have nobody to interact with. Not one person interacts with me the way you do. I'd be sad. Very sad. Sophie says Ring of Honor is the promotion not that many people talk about.
Lord, how can he do that 540 off the top of that ladder?
Onto Hangman? Look, Andrade's going to save Hangman Page.
Andrade.
He just whacked him in the thigh.
He just hit him right in the back of the hamstring.
He's like, hey, you want me to punch your butt? He's like, no. Then I'll punch your
you
butt.
ass punched.
The hooker you ass punched last
Oh,
night.
shit.
Oh, shit. Ouch,
That
I hope
hurts.
he's okay. Holy shit. He landed on that ladder nasty like. Oof. Ouch.
Paige going up top. How much time we got?
Not much.
Ooh, we got about 5 minutes, guys.
Robbie says Moxley has some cool jean jackets.
Look at
Reese
this.
says, nah, it's on this channel called Axis that
Axis,
nobody
that's
knows
what
about
I
and not
said, yeah.
everybody has because I sure as hell don't.
Look at this. This is real,
We
guys.
didn't know either. We
You
just
gotta
knew
be
it was on
shitting me.
TV.
Did
Oh.
the table even be there?
Yeah, it was. Hopefully he didn't break himself. Oh my God. Oh shit. Hopefully
I don't know
his
what
knee's
he
not
did. I'm
broken.
thinking about Pac's body who went head first.
Robbie's like, Adam Page
Let's
will
beat
never
Moxley.
take the title from Kenny. Alita's like, Adam P. Vindicator's like, took Delita 3 seconds to start swooning over her guy Hangman. Robbie's like, Vindicator, right? And Sophie says, I could see the WWE sign Tessa one day. Vindicator says, but okay, guys, pretty good show tonight. See you for the B-list show known as Smack Talk or
Oh, shit.
SmackDown. Bye. Bye, Vin.
Orange Cassidy
Thanks for
up there
hanging
with
with
Moxley.
us.
Thank you for hanging out with us.
We'll see you on Friday, Vindicator. Sophie says the WWE signed people that been blackballed before like they did with Hulk Hogan. But Tessa's a different story.
Tessa's hard to work with.
She makes it hard for not just herself but other people. And when she makes it hard for other people in the business, that means you've got to make sure that your people are taken care of before you sign somebody like that.
And they have a whole bunch of young people, and she would probably destroy that locker room.
So
But I would like to see the talent there.
Whoa.
Matt Hardy just
Matt
hurt
Hardy
his butt.
did leg drop onto Orange Cassidy on a table. Moxley is slowly climbing up a ladder because he's waiting for somebody to come get him, I guess. Lance Archer, maybe? Lance Archer came in and threw him down. And
Remember, Lance Archer took the title from Moxley, that United States Championship.
what United States Championship?
It's a New Japan title.
Oh.
He had it for over a year. Big buckshot lariat. That's it. Go.
Robbie
Get your
says
belt.
WWE let a lot of frauds on their shows, so no one more Tessa ain't gonna hurt.
It shouldn't, except for the women's division is
Just
very, very...
It's different.
Can you imagine how Liv Morgan would handle it?
She would probably have to leave. She would probably have to go into therapy and cry all the time and leave.
They're very
because
soft.
She couldn't handle it. Tessa, I guess, is a mean ass bitch.
And then
she's
you've
not
got like
nice at all.
Bianca and Rhea Ripley. Those girls would have a hard time dealing with her. Possibly. I have no idea if this is true or not. It's just what I hear.
Right. Robbie says, D, I always rock a jean jacket. Do ya? I know it's the style. It's come back over here in the States.
I want a
Sophie
jean
says,
jacket.
do we know where Tessa's husband going to end up? I know both WWE and AEW have interest in him early this year.
Well, that could be a deciding factor.
Did he just fall off on
He
accident?
did. No.
He just jumped off and fell down.
He
He's
dropped.
like, oh, there
Go
was a
get
bug.
it. He's already
Get
up
it,
there.
Adam. Go
Nobody
for
else
it,
is in the
Hangman
ring.
Page.
Nobody's in the ring. It's
Get that
over.
ticket.
It's over. He just won it.
Go, Adam Page. You can't get it off the hook. There he goes. Good
We knew
job,
Paige was going to win
Adam
when we finally
Page.
seen it.
going for that title shot again that he wasn't allowed to ever have. Woo!
So
Isn't
how the
his woman
hell?
having a baby?
How the hell is he
wife?
going to beat Omega with all those fucking jackasses around the ring?
I have no idea. That's the hard part, right? You'd have to.
He's
going to
have to get
take out the
Daniel
jackasses.
Bryanson with him. But it makes sense now because now Daniel Bryan and Kenny Omega can have those big matches without the title on the line. Because you don't want to put the title on new people.
True. Not yet, anyways, until they get some stuff under their belt.
Although they could put it on Adam Cole shortly after putting it on him.
Ugh, please
About
don't.
6 months or so.
Robbie says AEW love to sign a lot of Adams. Sophie says we will ever get that Charlotte versus Tessa match. Chris says classic Matt through the table. Robbie says I've been rocking mine since 04. Film says they got to do something with Tessa Blanchard. I know that WWE loves second generation wrestlers.
I would love
versus
it.
Telly Blanchard and AEW.
You know, she's so young too. I think she's like 23 or something. She's really young. She's like the other young ones that they have. It would be so nice if they could bring her in later in life, like 4 years from now or something, when Charlotte's done, and then have her retire Charlotte.
Oh, yeah.
It would just be poetic.
Yeah, that wouldn't be so bad. Robbie says no one wants that Arnold Square Tessa match. And Luna says see you Friday. Film says yes. Adam Page, yes. Gothlesia was in here and says bye. And Film says he totally deserves it.
You deserve it.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us
You
tonight to watch
deserve it.
AEW Dynamite. Of course, we will be here again on Friday for SmackDown,
Like clockwork.
which will start the tournaments of the King of the Ring and the Queen's Crown. Hopefully, they will announce some people that are going to actually be in it. I know that they kind of showed some people talking about it, but they didn't really go into saying who was going to be.
We'll
in
find
it
out
yet.
more.
So we'll see how that works out. Reese says that's another problem with AEW. There's too many damn factions and stables that could storylines like. Daniel Bryan should just feud with Omega, not 6 other people. Sophie says, when will Charlotte show up in AEW next? Film says, see you Friday. Robbie says, Ember Moon needs a revamp. BTS says, Film needs a bye. Love this live stream. And yes.
We appreciate all you guys. We had a lot of fun tonight.
Yes, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Again, thanks for watching AEW Dynamite with us. Make sure to subscribe, give us a thumbs up on the video. If you do have some, criticism that's actually, helpful, please leave it in comments.
It can be unhelpful. I don't care. You can criticize me all you want. I love it.
Criticize myself.
I welcome it, but I do appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab, and we'll see you on Friday. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.